and your binding pipe. Am I saying that right? Binding pipe. Yeah, piping. There you go. This is the one that Jenny is demonstrating with. And this is lovely. It's so pretty again. This is really country, isn't it? That patchwork feel. Again, you get 1/2 metre of your designer. $34.99. You get 1.5 metres. No, sorry, 1/2 metre of this one, 1.5 metres of this one. The reason that I'm saying that is because we've actually used them at this, so I don't want to show you, but you do get 1.5 metres. 1/2 metre of the spot on, and 1.5 metres of your solid, with your thread, with the piping, and your instructions for $34.99. Completely different look. They're sort of more country, pretty. These, I think, are also really good for a gent. So if you're making his and hers garment hangers, this would be really nice. But it's got that, of course, Tim Holtz. We love Tim Holtz, and it's distinctive, isn't it? Beautiful Tim Holtz fabric. 1.5 metres of that. 1/2 metre of the burgundy. And 1.5 metres. 1.5 metres of the linear effect. With the thread. And with your instructions as well. So that one with the Tim Holtz is $43.99. This is going to be something, though, that you can take if you're going away and you've got a nice special outfit that you want to keep, you know, looking all pristine. And then the last one, this one's called the Puzzler. Oh, we like this. Again, more sort of masculine. Not, it obviously could be for any sex, but I do love the fact that we have got the more masculine ones as well as the really pretty feminine. So this one, again, $40.99. 1.5 metres of your designer fabric. 1/2 metre of linear. And 1.5 metres of the navy blue. That's $40.99, again, with the thread, with your navy thread, and your comprehensive instructions. Of course, with all of these kits, with the Tim Holtz and with this one, you also get the binding. So, shall we see how you make it? Hello. Mwah. Look at us, all summery. We're in our sandals today. How are you, by the way?
Good.
You're all
okay.
better.
I'm better than I was, definitely. 100% more better than I was.
Good. It's nice weather as well. It helps,
the sunshine always helps.
Yeah, it does. So, you said to me that I would be able to do this.
Yes.
Should be all right with
So
doing
you've brought a sewing machine. Go on, tell them.
Yeah, so I've got my, well, I say it's my first sewing machine. My mum lent me hers, but she says she needs it back now. And I was feeling that it was letting me down slightly. So, yes, I brought it in today to show everybody. Jennifer's been helping with it. So,
love it.
I'm really excited.
This could totally be your first make on your new sewing machine.
Fantastic.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
And also, you've got your little special garment holder for your wedding.
Yeah, perfect. So we think this would be really nice to keep, whether you have a special outfit or, like you said, bridesmaids or flower girls. It's nice to keep them in. And you can adjust the length, can't you?
Yes, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So obviously, all of your kits today have the instructions in there and a template. Yeah. Okay. So the template looks like this. So I've actually gone ahead and stuck them together. So you have to cut these out and piece them together, but that's really simple to do. So you don't need to worry about that part too much. What I would suggest doing though is just getting your hanger and just making sure that it does fit within the shape that is in the template. If it doesn't, it's really simple to make a template from the hanger that you're going to be using.
You've just used sort of a standard normal hanger.
It's just a standard
normal hanger. If you did want to use a fancy one.
Yeah. So if we just open that out. But obviously, not all hangers are the same. So I would just double check the shape of the hanger against the template. If I just do that very quickly. So you can see there that I know that that's going to fit in nicely on my template. So that's all I've done. So this is halfway mark. This is on the fold. So I know that that fits in lovely. But if your hanger's a little bit different, then I would just literally trace around the your hanger shape, and then that way you know that you're not making something that's not going to fit. Because sometimes they're a little bit wider, you see. So it's always worth just double checking before you commit.
Now the one that you've made as well has a lovely detail here with the zip. Because if I'm honest, yes, I've got a couple of garment hangers, but they're ones that I've got from when you've been to the dry cleaners, and they're just the plastic ones.
Yeah, yeah.
And I do tend to keep them because it's really nice when you've got a special outfit to keep them with the hanger.
Yeah,
so this just makes it so much more special, doesn't it?
Totally. I think it's lovely. Like you say, I think it would make a really lovely gift, especially if you have, like that you say, your special day coming up and you've got bridesmaids, but you want to give them something personal, so you could put their name on it as well. Like you say, their jewellery for the day is in there with the pocket, maybe with a special message from yourself.
That's lovely,
and then they get something to wear not only on the day and obviously keep it pristine, but then they've got something to use for the rest of their time. So I think it's a really lovely gift to give.
Yeah. So we've cut out the template.
Cut out the template, and then just check that your hanger obviously goes in, but you know, you can probably just get another one if it doesn't. So basically it's 2 pieces that you're cutting. So as you can see, one is in full. So this would have been placed on the fold. As you can see clearly here, it says place on the fold. And then you need to do that again, but you can see I've got 2 different pieces. 1 and 2. So that's where the zip's going to go into it. So the full one is the back one, and then the 2 half pieces are the front section. Obviously you need to have your outer and lining fabric. So you've got your 2 1.5 meters of fabric, and you've got 1.5 meter of fabric, haven't you? So you can obviously decide whether you want to go with the colour on the outside and like muted on the inside, or vice versa. It's entirely up to you.
And you've used interfacing on this as well.
And I've interfaced that, just to give it a little bit of structure. So it's quite a bulky garment maker. Sometimes they're quite flimsy, aren't they?
Oh no, there's a lot of layers.
There's a lot of substantial. It's really quite a substantial piece. So you were talking about, can I lengthen or shorten it? And you absolutely can. So as you can see, the template only covers the top section of your garment bag. So how long you make your garment holder is entirely up to you, but you just need, whatever you do is I would cut one out and then use that as the template for your lining, for instance. So all you need to do is just take a measurement down for how long it is. So if you've got a specific dress in mind, again, I would place it on the hanger, put it against the template, and then take a measurement from the bottom part of the pattern piece down to where your garment is, so you know it's going to get in there, it's not going to crumple up at the bottom. And then just to add extra detail on the bottom, all I've done is just added a gentle curve. So I just used a plate, for instance, just to get that nice curve. And then obviously if it's on the fold, you're going to get the same on both sides anyway. So once you've cut out your main fabric and your lining, there are a few other bits and bobs that you need to cut out, but again, your instructions tell you how to do that. So it's the place for the bottom part of the zip. So you've got a nice long zip in it, but then as you can see, you're going to need a little section at the bottom there. So if you have extended the pattern, I think that's why we've only given you 1.5 meters, because that's how long the garment the garment holder will be. So if you are going to make it longer, let's say it's for your wedding dress, for instance, this strip will need to be longer. So don't follow the instructions as per the detail. So there's that little strip there that you need to cut separately. And also you're going to need to cut a square out for your pocket internal as well.
I love that. That's
so again, you've got enough fabric in there to kind of mix and match. You could use the lining and it all just blends in, but I like to use that little pop of colour. And then the last thing you need to do is cut out your binding. So the binding is with the 1/2 meter that we've given you. So in this case, I've gone with the spots. So all I've done again is cut lots of strips of fabric. Now this is on the bias, so you can see there's a little bit of give on that. And the reason being is because we're going around corners. So the strips that we've cut here is not only for your piping, which we're going to make from scratch, but also to bind the inside of the garment maker. So it's not a simple make, really.
No, it's not.
So if I just give you a little peeky poo, so you can see that it's got...
The detail is lovely.
The detail in there is amazing. So not only do you have this wonderful piping detail on the outside of your garment holder, but on the inside it's bound as well. So it's really, really, and I think this is why I think it makes a beautiful gift for somebody, because you really have gone...
professional finish, isn't it?
You've gone for those details. So it's definitely worth like doing all of that inside the garment as make. So cut your strips out. You need to join them together. So you can see I've got a nice long length already. It's about 3 meters worth of binding that you need for at least the piping alone, and then you need to repeat that again for obviously the inside to bind all of those raw edges. Okay, so
we're going to show you how to do the binding.
We're going to show you how to do the binding.
This is probably the most tricky part.
Yeah, it's the tricky part, because what you want is a really nice tight binding. You don't want it baggy. No. So you really do need to get either your zipper foot out, or if you have your blind foot, blind hem foot.
Okay.
It's got like a little boat on it. That's also a good one. So I did a little video the other day because I was like trying to find my zipper foot didn't work, but I found my blind hem out and went, oh, that's just perfect. Oh. So go digging into your machines, but you need to get right up towards your binding. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, I've got my cord here. So it's a nice thick cord. So that's where you've got that lovely detail on the outside. You can really see it. And then you've got your strips. So the first thing we're going to do is find the end of my strip, which is down here somewhere. Okay. So what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to encase your cord into the binding. So you can see that I'm literally folding it over like so. And then what you're going to do is stitch down those two pieces. So just to repeat that, there's the binding, it's open. So I've not pressed it like you would do if you're doing your bias binding on your quilts, for instance. It's just strips that we're working with. And I'm literally encasing my cord with my binding. Okay. And then what I'm going to do there is stitch down that piece. So this is where you want your foot to get right up next to the binding. See where I'm not giving it any movement at all. So I would definitely do this step first, get it out of the way, and then you don't have to worry about it later.
So you want to try and keep it as tight as possible.
Tight as possible. So that's not going to be wriggling anywhere.
And just do it piece
by piece. So if you wanted to go in and pin it all in first, but as you can, I'm kind of like binding as I'm going, really.
So you're making this look simple. You're saying this is the
hardest part. First of all, putting the cord into the binding isn't really that difficult. No. But when you start getting this onto the project, it can be a little bit more tricky because you're going to be going around corners. You're also going to be stitching through different layers of the fabric as well, because you've got your lining and your main fabric. So the reason why I'm doing this now is because trying to stick all of your layers together and get the cord in the middle of is just a nightmare. So this is just a quick step just to keep the cord in place, and then you're just dealing with fabric thereafter. So normally people would sort of buy their own binding, but I like making my own binding. So whether it's like cord like this.
So can you buy this already covered?
You can actually buy it already covered, but then you know the materials that they're using is very limited. Yeah. Whereas with this one, I'm getting exactly what I want because I've got really nice fabric.
And it's really simple to do.
And it is really, really simple to do. So it's like when you make your own bias binding as well. You know, you can get some really pretty ones out there, but it's so simple to make. You can definitely match it up with the project you're working on. So we're nearly finished now, and then we can move on to the...
So this is, let me just show you around the edge, and it is lovely that the detail, it really stands out because you've got that thicker rope, doesn't it?
Yes. So sometimes when you do buy piping normally, the cord is quite thin, so it could get lost in the project very easily, whereas we've gone with a really nice thick cord, so it really does pop on the outer edges there.
Now you get that cord within the kit as well. And this is so you've used the ½ metre.
So this is the ½ metre spot on to make the piping and the binding on the inside of the garment holder as well.
What's the finished length of this? Is it 1.5 metres, did you say? I'll have a look on the instructions, but I think...
I thought I had a tape measure with me, but I think it is off the... It looks longer than 1 metre. Yeah. I think it's like maybe 1.20 metres or something like that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because obviously you're going to want to cut out your strip and your pocket piece. So I think it's not 1.5 metres because then you wouldn't have any leftover fabric for your pocket and bits and bobs like that. So off the top of my head, I think it's about 1.20 meters, something like that. But again, like we're giving it in the kit now to make quite a decent size one. But once you've got your instructions, and I know you've got some lovely fabrics coming up in the next hour. Yeah, you can make... In the last hour, sorry. So you can make this any length you like. Once you've got your head around the pattern, you can make this as long or as short as you like. So if you have... It'd
be nice to have a matching one for your bride and then the flower girls to have diddy ones. It would be lovely, wouldn't it?
But I know, like, personally, because obviously I do a lot of events and things like that, like, just sometimes blouses, you don't need a full length one. And you see, obviously, travelling a lot, you see a lot of businessmen with their shirts hanging up in the back of the car. Yeah. And sometimes they just leave them in the car, don't they? But then obviously the light gets to the shirts and then you start getting faded fabric. Yeah. So if you made a little shorter garment holder, then it protects all the clothes while they're in the car, because it gets, with the glass, it gets quite intense, doesn't it?
Especially where the light we're having now.
Yeah, definitely. So I know it does sound silly, but you know, you can get light damage by leaving your clothes in the car. So if you make a garment holder, especially if you're going with the Tim Holtz fabric, then that looks fabulous. So there you have, that's how your piping would come if it was pre-bought. But you see, it was quite quickly for me to be able to do that. And you can see again that the stitching is really close to that piping, so it's not moving and bagging around. And I've got a good length of seam allowance there for me to be able to get that onto my project a little bit later. So, you know, once you know how to make your own piping, you're going to be piping everything.
But I mean, you would do this first. Just get this out of the way.
Yeah, just get this out of the way. And then you can see that I've got leftover strips here, and that's for the what would be the binding on the inside, but that is literally the last step, so you don't need to do anything else with that. So I'm going to put that to one side. So once you've got your binding done, what I would first of all do is get the zip and the pockets done, and then we can then put it all together. So it's like ingredients. You're getting your ingredients together. So we've done our piping, so that's done. So now we can move on to our next step. So I'm going to do the cute little pocket on the inside. I think that's what's going to.
Oh, and I love that you've used that. I mean, like you said, you can use that lining again. Yeah, but I love the detail that
you can mix and match whichever fabrics you like, really. So how you would do your pocket, if I just turn that round, it make it a little bit easier. So this is the lining, so I've gone with the nice bright bold red for the inside and used the patchwork on the outside. So you'll have a pocket piece, which again is in the instructions, but it's just a square piece of material. But if you want your pockets to be a lot deeper, for instance, then obviously you can make this bigger if you wanted to. But the trick is that it needs to be wider than your zip. The length of the pocket is entirely up to you, but it does definitely need to be wider than the zip piece. And I think this is a 8-inch zip. Okay, so we have got those available as well, haven't we, Paul? If we we'll put them onto the screen so that you can get the zip as well. Okay, so you can probably see that I've already gone ahead and marked out the section, so that I know that this is in the centre of my garment holder, because I folded the fabric over and found a halfway point. So what I've literally done is drawn a box of 1 centimetre down, and it's just shorter than the zip, so I think it's a 7-inch in length. So it's about 1/2 inch by 7 inches. Right. And you can see that I've made an incision into that box. So you can see that I've got my little wide cuts going into the corners, and then a big long strip in the centre. So you can see that opening there. Okay. Have you just cut that with scissors? So I've just cut that with the scissors. So the trick is that when you're cutting in your wide bits, you're actually going right up to those box points. Okay, and that'll give you a nice clean finish. So before we start pinning our zip into place, I'm going to just quickly press those under. So, I should put the iron really, shouldn't I? Yeah, sorry. That's all right, it's my fault. So if we pop that there. It'd be good if you're going off on your holidays, if you're going to a caravan or just away for the weekend or anything. It'd be lovely just to have you. I know, yeah. And obviously because you're making your garment holder, I mean we've got the lovely bag that's coming up in the next hour. Again, you could upsize that bag and have matching luggage. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's all very travel related. Absolutely, absolutely. So you're ironing those open. So I'm opening those out. So I've just done the little wide bits first, and now I'm just going to fold back the other lines. Oop. This is where you need your little rubber guards. My little rubber fingers. And again, just there and there. So just find by making the press first, it just makes it a lot easier to get the zip in. Okay. In just a second. Brilliant. Right, darling, just watch your hands there. Okay, so now you've kind of pressed those open, thank you. We're ready to pop our zip in. So if I just get some pins. We say it'd be really nice to you could just put a message in there if it is for a gift for somebody. Yeah. I mean, the pocket is yours to do with it as you wish. But no, definitely, I think going back to sort of the wedding theme. Jewellery or, you know, putting in a little message, a little card. Thank you card, anything in there, really. So I'm doing it this way so you can see, but obviously at home, doing it the other way might be easier for you. But what you're wanting to do is place the zip in the centre of that opening. And then popping some pins in.
Now, can you just use any needle for your zip?
Yeah, you can use any normal zip, any normal needle. So you don't need to change your needle to do the zip insertion at all. But you will need to get your zipper foot out. Yeah. But as you can see, I've used my zipper foot to do my binding. So most of this is probably going to be sewn using the zipper foot and not your standard. That's better, a bit more evenly placed. So what you're trying to do here is make sure that you've got an equal amount of white on either side of your zip. Mm-hmm. And with me pressing my seam allowances back ahead of time, it just makes that process a little bit easier. There you go.
See, I know a lot of people would think, you know, zips, that's quite scary. Because you also could always do a little press stud or something, couldn't you, across? But it actually isn't as difficult as
I think it's quite a nice one to do. It's giving you that nice clean finish because we already pressed the seams over. So what I'm going to do now is just top stitch that zip down with our sewing machine. So I'm going to go in this way. So I'm going to start in the centre. Like so. Move that out of the way. So if, obviously with the kits we've given you a plastic toothed zip, but obviously when you're doing this again at home, because you want to make lots of them for lots of bridesmaids, just make sure that you use a plastic tooth and not metal, because you are going to be stitching over the zip part. So that's just a top tip there. So make sure you're using the right zip. So it's this section I'm talking about now. So you can see that I'm going to be going over those teeth. So I really don't want to be, if you're sewing over metal, you're going to break you're going to break your needle. Well done. So I'm just rotating back round. Taking it nice and steady. So just the trick here is the bits that we, you know, the little Y cuts that we made at the very bottom of the zip, just make sure that the bits are tucked under. It's a one stitch saloon, so you need to just make sure you've got everything in position. So I've just stitched over where, so rather than do a back stitch, which may mean that you might miss a bit, you might go over, because I just continue going over my line of stitching, so I don't need, so it's almost locking the stitch in place, rather than going backwards, because then you're more likely to kind of go offline a little bit. Okay, so that's the zip part done. Fantastic. So the last thing we need to do now is attach the actual pockets. This is where you need to go this way. There we go. So we've got our pocket piece there. So we're going to need to, hold on a minute, have I done this wrong? I have as well. Such an idiot. Okay, so I don't know where my head is today. So the pocket piece, such an idiot. So the pocket piece would have gone on at the same point, and you would have cut a Y through both pieces. And then sewn your zip on. I'm such an idiot, I don't know what I'm doing. So basically, that's where the pocket would have gone. The fabric would have been need facing down, so obviously you can see it. So you draw the... so if these two pieces would have been attached together, you would have cut the box in both the lining and the pocket, inserted the zip, and that stitch would have kept both the pieces together. Such an idiot. And then what you would have then done is peeled this back and stitched that closed, and then when you open up your zip, you would see your pocket piece. Right, okay. No, that makes sense. So sorry. That's me brushing, that is. So yeah, basically what it would look like. No, it's good. When you've done it correct. You're human, you're real. So when you open up your pocket, you would see the inside of your pocket. So I'm ever so sorry, guys. That was the worst demonstration ever. So basically, you're putting your lining and your pocket lining together before you do that Y cut. Then you place your zip on as exactly like we did, sew it around the box so that's all attached, and then you just need to fold it over and then sew the sides up, and then your pocket is complete. That is such a silly. I'm so sorry, guys.
No,
I'll do a Facebook Live later and show you how to do
good.
it properly. So once you've got your zip and pocket in, because we totally did that.
Yeah, we just imagine that
that's what we've done. What am I doing? That's that part done, so you can put that to one side. So then the next one is to do your big zip.
Right, before we move on to the big zip, we'll just go and do a quick recap of the bundles, because we've got some beautiful fabrics and they're already very, very popular. So the one that Jenny is demoing with is this beautiful patchwork feel. It's so pretty, isn't it? Really country, really pretty. So this is your 1.5 metre designer fabric. 0.5 metre be spot on for your binding, and then 1.5 metres of your solid. It also comes with the thread, the cord for your binding, and all of your comprehensive instructions, and all of the instructions are in there, as well as the templates. So you could just photocopy those and reuse and reuse and reuse. There you go. So then this is the one that you saw, the finished garment holder, and it is lovely, isn't it? I do absolutely love this pretty girly fabric, isn't it? This has actually been the most popular so far. So you get 1.5 metres of the blue with the roses. You get 0.5 metre with the spot on, and 1.5 metres of your solid. You do need to start checking out of the baskets. If you've got it in your basket, please do check out. This one's been very, very popular. The thread, you get the cord and your instructions. Tim Holtz, we really like this. I think this is very masculine, isn't it? I really, really like it. That designer fabric. Jenniffer was saying about, you know, the gents' shirts. If you're a businessman out to work all the time and you're hanging your shirt up in your car, this would be lovely to have all hanging. So you have 1.5 metres of Tim Holtz. No, 0.5 metre, sorry, is it? 1.5 metres of Tim Holtz. 0.5 metre of burgundy. And 1.5 metres of ebony linear effect. You also get the cord, you get your burgundy thread, and your instructions. And then the last one is the puzzler. So you would get the navy, 1.5 metres of the designer, 1.5 metres of the navy, 0.5 metre of the linear, your navy blue thread, the cord, and your instructions as well, all for £40.99. If you do want the cord by itself, you can, because Jenniffer was saying, once you've done this once, you're going to be wanting to put your binding around everything. So if you do just want the cord just on its own, then you get 3 metres, so it goes a long way for just £1.99. So there you go. You can start customising all your projects with the correct binding all around the edge. That'd be lovely. Right, back to Jenniffer.
Right.
So lining.
So we're going to be putting the zip in now. So this is the other part of the recipe. So the first thing you need to do is grab one of your main fabrics and one of your lining and your zip. So remember we talked about there's a little extra zip strip part. So if you are going to make your garment holder extra long, it's this part that needs to be made longer as well. It's not just the body of the bag. Right. And all I did was stitch it at the bottom of the zip, folded them both over, and then did a quick top stitch across it. So it's giving me a nice clean finish at the very bottom of my zip. Okay, so then what you're going to do, so this is the right side of the zip, and we know that because we can see our zip head. Okay, so what you're going to need to do with that is place it on the right hand side of your main fabric. So in this case, it's my lovely patchwork. Yeah, it is really pretty. And then what you're going to then do is take the lining and place that on top. So it's basically sandwiching it all in place. This is what I was shocked at, how many layers there are. It's not flimsy at all, is it? I mean, we're only just working with the one layer at the moment, but when we start putting all of it together, it does get there's quite a lot of layers to get through, which is why I think it's important to do your binding separately rather than trying to put the cord inside your binding and do it all in one. It won't work. So do it in stages, do it in steps. Think of it like you're making a cake.
Yes.
Do it in steps.
Is it easier to have the zip open then whilst you're doing this?
Yeah, I would just, the reason why I'm opening the zip is so I can really make sure that I'm putting that, the tape right up to my seam allowance, and then I will unzip it past in a second. Just pop that there. So I've come towards the bottom of my zip now, so what I'm going to do is just peel back my lining, take my zip and just pop it up the top a little bit while I finish the rest of my pinning.
You've got about 15 minutes.
Really? That time's gone, hasn't it? Okay. So that's that bit done. Right then, so I'm going to sew all down that length.
Okay. I know you were saying with the binding was the corners, but it's actually quite nice.
Yeah,
sewing,
it is. It's quite. There's no sort of tricky corners or anything like that. I think the only sort of challenge is that it's quite a big, especially if you're going to do this for like a wedding dress.
Yeah, it'll be.
It's just the length of the sew is quite long because you're going around the whole of the the garment holder. You're doing long zips, so it's the only part is that it's just a long sew, really. I think, but generally putting it together is nice, nice and simple. And so effective.
Oh yeah, it's just such a lovely gift. If you've maybe made a dress yourself, or if you've bought somebody a gift, or as you say, to just put it in.
Just put it in something special. So I can feel the zip head here.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is just peel back my lining again and just zip it past my foot.
Zip it back up.
Yeah, so it gets completely out of the way, because the last thing you want is sort of a kink in the road, if you like. So now the zip head's out of the way, I can just carry on down the full length of my zip. So you can see that my tab's just a little bit longer than my garment bag, which is fine because I can trim it off later. I'd rather it be too big than too small. Now I can take my scissors and just trim that off, so I know that's fitting nicely. So you've got a really nice, clean, inserted zip now.
Lovely.
So you can see that it's nice and clean on the outside, but if I just tip that up, that's what it's going to look like on the inside. So you're going to repeat that now on the other side.
So put them right sides together.
Right sides together, and then with our lining. Do that again. So I'm just going to do it without pinning it very quickly, so then we can get on to, I want to show you how to put the binding on.
Yes, because that's probably the trickiest part.
Do you want me to, how many?
Got about 13, so we're fine.
Okay, let me do this super quick then, and then we'll get onto the binding. Okay.
So you're just trying to get it edge to edge.
I'm getting it edge to edge, but because we're running out of time, I'm not pinning. So
pinning
obviously at home, don't do this. You want to get your pin, and also I'm struggling with it not being on the table. Okay. So again, I'm feeling my way down the zip. I can see that I'm coming towards my zipper head, so I'm going to pop my needle into my fabric, just lift my foot, go through my layers, find my zip, which is just hiding there, push it past my zipper foot.
It is just a bit of rearranging and making sure that they're spending time to make sure that they're all together.
I mean, obviously at home you'd have your table under you, so you won't have the garment sort of slipping off. So just take your time, and obviously don't do what I'm doing now where I'm not pinning. Take your time at home. It is quite a long zip, so you want to make sure you're getting it in correctly.
Yeah, I think it's a great mate. They're really enjoying this one in the gallery.
Okay. So again, just make sure you've got all of your layers together there. So that's the zip part, as well as the lining, and as well as that little fabric tab at the very bottom of your zip. And
if you do then need any of the extra fabric to make it longer, then you can. So have a look and see how long the dress is that you want to make the garment for?
So what I would suggest doing is putting your dress or shirt or whatever it is you're going to be making the garment holder for onto a hanger, and where it sits here, take the tape measure from the top of the hanger, because that's where it's going to be in the garment holder, down and see what the drop is, and then that way you'll know how long you need to make your garment holder. Okay. All right, so same process again, just peeling back my lining and the main fabric. So you can see that's giving us a really lovely clean finish on the outside of the bag. So what I would do as a next step, which I'm not going to do for time purposes, is I would go down with a line of top stitching just to encase all the layers in there. So it just stops your lining from coming outside of your bag and getting caught in the zip. So you're top stitching down both layers, so both the outer fabric and the lining fabric on both sides of the zip, and then that just makes it nice and clean. So that bit's done. So you've done the front of your bag, you've done your pocket on the lining, and you're also now going to sew your piping together. So what I would do is put your backings together. So it's the wrong sides together. So imagine that there is a pocket here.
There is a pocket, we can see it.
A pretend one. So the zip, you will see, obviously it's nice and clean on that side, and it's going on top of my interfacing, and then we've got our right side of the fabric facing up. So to start your binding, I would start at the very top and centre of your garment holder. So I would just fold it in half very quickly, get some scissors and make a little notch, like so. And again, I would pin all of the layers together. So you can see at the moment my lining's not matching up because I'm rushing, but make sure that it's all in place before you do the next step. So for speed, I'm going to take my lining away and I'm just going to concentrate on the outside of the fabric. But obviously at home, you want to line these up to make sure they fit properly, because you're going to be sewing all of the layers together. All right? So taking your binding, you're going to want to start at the top section here. So you can see we're not starting at the bottom or anywhere else. This is where the metal part of your hanger is going to be sticking out. So that's where I want that to be. And I'm putting the selvage edge to the edge of the fabric. So it's not piping on the outside. I think one of the things that you're going to want to do is put the piping the other way around. So you want to be curving. This is why it's really lovely to use your bias and rather than straight binding, because you get this lovely curved shape. So if I just go down there.
Anna sent a little message as well. Anne. Hello, Anne in Cheshire.
Hiya.
Hi, girls. It's good to see the professional hiccups, Jennifer. It makes us feel better when we do things. So true, isn't it?
So
it just makes you human.
It's rushing, that is.
It's being on live television.
I'm normally all right with that, though. I don't know what's the matter with me today. I think it's because it was so hot last night. I must admit, I didn't get a very good night's sleep. I don't know what everyone else is like at home.
Yeah, it was so warm.
So sticky.
But I tell you what, it is so lovely to wake up, isn't it, in the morning and it be light.
And it be light, yes.
Strange.
I must admit, that is very, very true. So you can see how you're getting this lovely curve because we're using the bias rather than a straight binding. So you're going to carry on all the way around your garment maker. So eventually these points will meet. So you want them to come off at the very top there into that section. I'll just wait for you to come down so it shows you. So you can see there's my central point with my little notch. I'm just making sure the piping comes off, and then you're going to continue with that on the other side. If I just get the other side to show you. So let's pretend that I've come round. So these parts go like that.
Right, okay.
So then, before you're not even putting anything together yet, so there's a lot, so you're just repeatedly sewing all the time. So now we're going to sew the binding to our fabric. So remember that our lining, our main fabric is together, but for speed I've taken them apart. And what you're now going to do is repeat the process that you did at the very beginning, which is stitch really close to your binding.
And still using that zipper foot?
Still using that zipper foot. So we haven't changed our foot at all throughout this project.
And because you've got that nice cord, I bet that makes it actually easier to go round
all
the
way
corners.
around the corners, yeah. This is why I think you're getting your blind hem foot out probably is a little bit easier because you've got that little rudder, the boat, I call it a rudder, it looks like the bottom of a boat. Yeah. So you can really butt up against it, whereas I don't think your, the normal zipper foot would get over that really thick, beautiful piping that we've given you because obviously we want to make it really dominant in our make. So I'm just going to swing around into that section now, so that's that bit done.
Okay.
So your binding in real life will be around the whole of that garment making
with
the lining on the other side. So as you can see, if I just peel that back now, so when we turn it the right way around, it's just got a lovely edge, hasn't it?
That is really nice.
Really nice edge there, which is just going to give you that pop. So that really thick cord is just giving you that pop of colour, which is just fabulous. So we've got our lining with the pocket in and our main fabric together with the piping. We've got our front of our garment maker, also with a zip in and the lining put together. So what you're going to do now is put the wrong sides together, like so.
Just under 5 minutes left.
That's fine. So you've got all of the layers together now, and you're going to stitch round the whole thing. So this is going to feel really weird because we're not actually bagging out. So this is where you sew it the right sides together and turn it inside out like a pillowcase.
No, you don't do that.
With this project, you're doing it all
the right way.
Because what you're going to do eventually is you're going to bind all of the edges, which is really fabulous. So you're going to basically stitch around the whole thing, all of the layers together. So if we go ahead, actually, I'm completely making this up. You are putting the right sides together so that all of the raw edges are on the outside, and then you bind it. So what's the matter with me today, Melanie?
The sun.
I think I need to go back to bed. That's what I need to do. So if I just stitch round this edge here, and I'm going to show you how to finish off with the binding very quickly because I've only half bound it, haven't I? So it's not going to look very good. So this is where it does get a little bit more complicated. So again, you need to make sure you're pinning. So you're going through all of the layers now. So it's the 2 layers in the front, plus your binding, your piping, sorry, and then the 2 layers from the back as well. So it's getting quite bulky. So depending on what interfacing you've used, I mean, we've just used our sort of hemline interfacing at the moment, but if you wanted to go for a really, really luxurious feel, you could wad this if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So if you are going to use a wadding in there, so almost like a quilting type technique, then make sure you increase your stitch length because I don't think it'll be able to handle all the layers of fabric and the wadding, so you just need to increase that slightly. So I'm going to leave that there very quickly. So again, just imagine that this has all been stitched round. So when you turn it inside out and the right way, you see how it's just giving you that really lovely clean edge.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what it would look like on the outside. But at the moment, we've got all of the raw edges, haven't we? All of these bits, which aren't looking fabulous. No. So just when you think you've finished your project, we've got another step to go.
Which, do you know what? It's fine. But as a gift, it is that extra detail, isn't it?
It's what makes it, like, really special, I think, as a gift.
Yeah.
So this is where you remember the leftover. Okay. So you've still got plenty of fabric in with your kit. So there's enough in here to do the piping and the binding. Yeah. So what you're going to do now, imagine that it's a quilt. So obviously what you're going to do is stitch your binding down. So I'll do that very quickly. Yeah. See our lovely Jayne is in the wings.
Yeah, we've got about 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to go around with my binding. So where you start your binding isn't as important as your piping. You want the piping to start and finish at the very top of your bag, but your binding, it doesn't matter because it's going around the whole thing.
I apologise that we're going so quick through all this, but the great thing is to have it on YouTube and your comprehensive instructions as well.
Oh, to be honest, I wouldn't watch it back. I've made so many mistakes.
But your instruction kit's brilliant as well, isn't it?
You know what? The instructions are fab. Just read
you've rectified everything. You've said, no, do it like this instead.
No, I'm only joking. If you want to giggle later on, watch it back. Okay, so I've stitched down the one part of my binding already. Okay, so what you're going to do now is flip that over. And then you're going to stitch that down. So you could either machine stitch it down or hand stitch it for a really clean professional finish, which is what I did in my sample.
Yeah, let's have a look.
So if I bring it that one, the one that I did right, if I just peel that back, so you can see
you just
I machine stitched it like I've just done, but then I've also hand stitched it, which is this side, so it's a really clean finish on the inside with that. So you've got a pop of colour on the inside as well as that piping detail on the outside. And I think that's what makes this garment holder stand out from other holders, because you really are going that extra mile by doing these little hand finished details. So again, just to reiterate, I think this is a fabulous gift.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a wonderful
really
gift for a wedding. So you've got everything you need in the kit, and the instructions are much better than my demonstration, so definitely read them.
No, thank you so much. Thanks so much. And we're going to do it all again in an hour, aren't we?
Hopefully I'll be better. I'm going to go get a coffee, I think.
Yes, go and have a chill out. We've got the most amazing bag coming up at 10 o'clock, so do not go anywhere. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right, let's have a quick look at these kits again. Please start checking out of your baskets, because the kits have been really popular. We've got the pictures because we've got something different to show you. So there you go. That's the one that Jenny's been demoing with. Everything that you're going to need to make that gorgeous garment holder. All of the fabric, 3.5 meters in total. This has now become the most popular one. This you do need to check out. With, of course, you get the rope, you get the instructions, you get the thread as well. This is the one that you saw the finished make. And that one is $34.99. It's beautiful, isn't it? That's really pretty countrified. The next one is the puzzles. So that's going to give a completely different look. If you want to do his and hers, maybe, that's a good idea, isn't it? $14.99 for that one, for the puzzle with the linear effect and your solid navy blue. Tim Holtz. I think this is my favourite. I think that looks so luxurious. And again, it's going to be great for a gent. So you have 3.5 meters of fabric in total, with the pipe, with the instructions, with your thread, altogether $43.99. So let us know how you get on. Send in all of your pictures once you've made it. Now, we've just got a couple of other things that we want to show you. Have I got the finished bag? Yes. This was made, when was this made, Paul? This was made, we'll be able to tell you. Joe Carter made this, and it is the London bus bag. So we're talking about travelling and, you know, going away for the weekend. This is a lovely toiletry, makeup bag. Nice to put your accessories in as well. Oh, you can put your sewing stuff in. This was made on the 13th of April, so you can watch back the demo on YouTube. And we have got 3 kits for this. So we have got the actual one that you're seeing here, the London one, which is your red, white and blue with your London buses, London taxis. So you get the pattern, you get all of your fabrics, 3 meters of fabric in total, 1 meter of each, with the thread as well for $34.99. It was really, really popular on the 16th of April, so we wanted to bring it back, 13th of April, sorry. So we did want to bring it back. We've also got it in bikes. I like this one a lot. Yeah, there you go. 3 meters of fabric with your pattern as well, with the thread, all for $13.99. We have the apples. Oh, nice, nice, nice. There you go. So if you do want to have a go at making a lovely toiletry bag. Oh, I love the fact that these apples have personality. I didn't know apples could be so funky. That's so cool. $38.49, 3 meters. Fruity travel case. You get the spot on, you get the solid, you also get the thread and your pattern. $38.49. Now, if you want to try a different bag, here you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've actually got 4 makes in here. You've got 4 options, 4 different patterns for $8.99. So if you are an avid bag maker lover, then there you go. If you're after a pattern, here's another option. It shows you all on the back there, all of the different styles that you can do. £8.99. And we've got some fabric bundles for this pattern. So we have, should we do the summery one? The ditzy, beautiful, perfect for this time of year. Although we just never know in this country, do we? It could be snowing next week. But at the moment, this time of year, this is lovely. Oh, we've got it. So the pattern that I've just shown you actually makes, thank you, this bag. Oh, and we've got this colourway as well. So that's another lovely travel bag, isn't it? Makeup bag or toiletry bag. That's really handy for going away, really handy to get all of your liquids in, and especially as you've got this lining. Lovely and waterproof. So you get 4 metres of fabric. That's this one. 4 metres of fabric in total. You get the designer. Is this one called grape or plum? It's lovely. You get this one as well. So how much have you got? Because this is a lot of fabric. This is half a metre. Half a metre of this. Half a metre. I think you get more than that. Feels a lot. Sorry, our system's been ever so slow, Paul saying. There you go. Right, 1.5 metres of damson, 1 metre of claret, half a metre of the roaring 20s, which is the stripy, and then 1 metre of jazz. Brilliant. Okay, so we'll just quickly whiz through these. The boats, if you are travelling, this is lovely for the seaside, very seaside-esque. $34.99 for 4 metres of sail away fabric. This bundle is lovely. So you get 4 metres in total. The red, the blue, and the linear. Same again as the last one. I will run through again. So you get half a metre. Half a metre of this one. I love how we've bundled these together. They work so well together, don't you? 1 metre of the floral. 1.5 metres of aqua. And then I can't, my maths is awful. And then, no, you get more than 1 metre. 1.5 metres. 1.5 metres. Okay, right, do not go anywhere. The ambassador, Elna, is here. Of course, Jayne is going to be bringing us an incredible demonstration on a sewing machine. Well, I can't even call it a sewing machine, embroidery machine. It does everything, it does everything. We're going to find out all about these machines after this.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
Join us on Wednesday the 9th of May when quilting expert Angie Atwood drops in to guide us through an hour of westerly rulers. If you want to get that long arm quilted precision and impact using your own sewing machine, then westerly is the way. Angie will be demonstrating a variety of the quilting templates, including versatile sets packed with design options. We also have 4-piece sets dedicated to the wildly popular feather and wreath designs. So tune in for an hour of wonderful westerly quilting. Wednesday the 9th of May at 8 AM only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Hi, I'm Tilly Rose and here are my 3 top tips. The first would be to actually be in the moment. Allow yourself to be surrounded by all those lovely fabrics and cloth and thread and just take time out. Enjoy your stitching, whether that's machine embroidery or free motion or slow stitching. Just allow yourself to connect with the thread and cloth and you'll enjoy the projects much more. So my second tip would be to allow yourself to go wrong. Give yourself permission to make mistakes because we all learn from our mistakes. I've been sewing for a very, very long time and I still make loads and loads of mistakes. But that's okay, because you can use those small little pieces in other projects later on down the line, but it's good, it's okay. So my third tip would be quite simply, break all the rules. If you want to experiment with different threads or different fabric, you might have read in a pattern or something that maybe you shouldn't do that, I would say, yeah, break the rules. And that's how you learn to allow your creativity to come through in your designs.
Join us on Thursday, the 10th of May, when Jess Entwistle demonstrates the popular Hunter's Star quilt block design. Jess will be our guiding star for the hour, demonstrating how our step-by-step pattern comes together to create an impressively intricate patchwork cushion cover. To add to the stellar effect, Jess will be using Liberty Print charm squares from Alice Caroline. These pretty prints are perfect for this delicately pieced design. So tune in for an hour of star-struck sewing, Thursday the 10th of May at 8 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
For this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do a running stitch, which is a really simple row of stitches that is creating a nice straight line for you. So we're going to start with the back of the fabric. We're going to bring the needle up through the back to the front. And we're going to make a small stitch. Now the size of this stitch would really depend on what it is that you're doing, but I'm just going to keep this to a sort of small to medium sized stitch so you can see where I'm going. So you can see I've gone in and out of the fabric, and I'm going to bring the needle back through to the front with the same distance of the stitch I've just created. I'm going to go back into the fabric and then out of the fabric. So this is great if you need to sew something at home. There's also another quick method where you can also just use the needle and make several stitches at once by piercing the fabric as you go along. So you can see that I've got 3 stitches there on my needle already, and now I just need to pull that through. So there we have a running stitch.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
Welcome back to a fantastic Tuesday here on Sewing Quarter. Thank you so much for joining us,
welcome.
Jayne. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Jolly good. It's lovely to meet you.
Yes, first time we've been together, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. And I mean, this is like a spaceship of sewing machines, isn't it?
We've bought the Elna Expressive 920 back, which is the top of the range sewing and embroidery machine.
I've never seen anything like it.
Oh no, you were amazed this morning, weren't you?
I was. I mean, the box that you get. I mean, that's
2
just
large
exciting
boxes.
Anyway, isn't it? Just to get
two very
box.
large boxes, yes.
So, I mean, you said we could talk about this for the whole 4 hours, for the whole show.
Yes.
We could talk about this because it has so many features, doesn't it? I mean, we are not going to even scratch the surface of this. You're going to have so much time when you get the time to play about, and you must play about, because even when you're walking through, when I was walking through the office, you said, oh, just found this function and found this function.
I didn't realise it had it on this one. So I worked with quite a lot of machines, so sometimes I'll try to come over, but the Elnas have usually got little extra bits and pieces on, which is always very nice. And I'm just really conscious, last time we did this machine, we didn't really touch on the sewing side at all.
We looked at embroidery a lot,
mostly embroidery. I thought this time, if we can start with some sewing.
Okay.
Originally, I don't know if you want to run through all the accessories that we get with it first, which could take us quite some time.
So this all comes with the machine?
Everything that you can see here comes with the machine. So you've got a nice semi-rigid canvas cover, the red one, very large extension table. We do have the legs with it. I didn't put them on just for obvious reasons. So that comes with it. Fabulous foot pedal. Yeah. It's very nice.
Oh, it's big, isn't it?
It's a nice big foot pedal. When you get your machine, the cable lives underneath here.
Oh, so I would be looking for the cable.
It's not hiding anywhere. We haven't forgotten to put it in, so that lives underneath there. You've got a cable to link it directly to your computer for the embroidery side.
Oh, nice. So you've got the USB that you can...
2 USBs and the direct link, so you can do that if you want to.
So I suppose you can actually then create your own...
You can with software, yes, or you can buy a lot of designs, and you get a little bit of software with it called AccuTools, which has got Stitch Composer on it as well, so you can create your own stitches, and it's just a basic editing functions on there. Instructional DVD, the power lead, obviously we're using.
Yeah.
So
that's everything. I mean, there is so much, there's so much to talk about, and there's so much to show you, but to get these extra DVDs as well, you're going to have such a good play. Now, I do just want to quickly brush over it before we go through looking at all of it. This is a more considered purchase, isn't it?
Yes.
This is
a forever machine.
Yeah, this is something that you know what you're doing. You want something that's going to give you everything. Yeah. You could buy a separate embroidery machine. You could buy a separate sewing machine. Yeah. This is going to do everything.
It's going to do everything for you. It's for somebody, if you want to upgrade and you want your forever machine, because there's so much on this, I don't think you'll ever outgrow it.
Okay. So. And the price as well, we've actually done a special price for sewing quarter, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
We're not going to say any more, but if you have a look, I don't like to talk too much about price because we want to just show you everything. But please have a look because you can pay a lot more than this. This is a really special price just for sewing quarters.
It is,
today,
yes, it very much is. If you want to have a quick flick through everything that's on the table, so we can...
So we've got lots of different feet attachments.
These feet are their AccuFeed feet. They're like walking feet. They do the same function. They're just much better. You get the narrow one and the wide one. I use this one a lot at home.
Okay.
They're brilliant.
They're great for your quilting, yeah.
That pulls off the bottom.
Right.
So that you don't have to buy the whole unit. You can just buy extra pieces, and it comes with the 1/4 inch one in there as well. So that's in there, and the narrow one has got the zip foot with it.
Because normally getting all of these feet extra as well, to purchase them extra, that's where it adds up.
A lot of money. Yeah. Your normal walking foot, your standard white walking foot's £49, so it is quite a lot of money. And this one, obviously, you can't buy these for the other machines. You can only get them for bigger machines. So we have got free motion feet with it. You've got your standard darning foot, which everybody will be used to. It also comes with these 3 tiny little ones here, which are brilliant for free motion quilting.
Lovely, yes.
They replace the convertible foot. So
I think I've seen Lucy using this one before.
Yeah, she probably absolutely loves those.
Yeah, yeah.
You have got a concealed zipper foot with this, which you don't normally get with the machines.
Right, which one's that?
Right on the front there. That's a concealed zipper foot.
So why would you use that as opposed to another?
A concealed zipper foot is if you're putting like a dress zip or something and you don't want to see it, the zip goes in totally differently.
Okay.
So you can't see anything on the outside. It's concealed zip foot. We've got another normal standard zip foot that will go on with it.
Yeah, that's what we were just using.
We've got a little rolled hem foot if you want to put a light rolled hem onto something.
Oh, nice.
That will do like lingerie or fine cotton weight. We've got our satin stitch feet, so we've got the open and the closed toe.
So you can do everything.
You can do everything with it, yeah. You've got an over edge foot, blind hem foot.
You've got your little cleaner as well.
You've got the little brush, you've got your quick on pick, screwdriver, spare spool pin.
Yeah, quick and pick.
You've got a magnifier as well that just clips in underneath.
Oh, so this is a cleaner?
That's for cleaning the bobbin case. It will tell you in the book when to use it.
Because you don't need to oil these machines.
No, you don't oil these machines. No, don't get oiling them, please. You've got your quilting bar, bobbins, they're standard Janome bobbins. So you get one in the machine and 4 with it.
Yeah.
You also get your spool caps, small, medium and large.
Nice. You get all of these, all included. You get your needles, spare needles with the twin needle.
That is putting button shanks on or going over heavy seams. Again, it was explaining the book. These
the instruction manual.
The instruction manual it's very comprehensive as well. You've got a magnifier which clips in underneath as well, which will swing backwards and forwards out of the way, which comes with it. And on the embroidery side now, we've got a special bobbin case. You can see, you've got a yellow dot on it. Yeah. That is if you're not using a Janome bobbin fill, then you need to pop that one in. It's really easy to change.
Okay.
That's an embroidery foot.
Embroidery foot.
And you can also do couching on this. So these little items here and the little foot you've got there, they are for the couching side of it. So you're using like a double knit Aran weight wool, and it's got some inbuilt designs which the machine will stitch on for you on the embroidery unit side with it. So.
Now they're all in here.
It's all in here. It sounds an awful lot, but it's a really well explained book with line drawings in it. So there's nothing too complicated in there. So
and you can just have a play about. The book is lovely, isn't it? It's got all the pictures, it's comprehensive, it's got all of the instructions on how to use every single part. So that would be a nice afternoon to sit and...
It is. I always say when you get a big machine like this, just do something quite straightforward on it, a cushion cover or a shopping bag, just to get used to where everything is and how it works. Yeah. And then start exploring further. And I tend to dip in and out of a manual as and when I need to learn something. Rather than try and do it all at once.
So it's all in there.
Everything is in there.
Right. Where do we start?
I'm going to pop the foot on first. So
it looks gorgeous. I must say, our producer Paul, as soon as he saw it, he said, I love this one. It's got rainbow lights, which you can change, you can set. I was like, come on, it's got all of these functions, and you're telling me that you can change the light setting.
Which is fabulous. You've also got an extra light on the front here. Yeah. Which is absolutely, but you don't realise how much difference that makes. Yeah, we need to show that, in fact.
If we show the other camera, can you see? So this actually pulls out and has the light underneath.
So that is. Threading is standard.
Yeah.
So could I have the small white spill cap, please?
Yeah.
No,
this one.
Yeah, that's it. Match your spill caps to your threads.
Okay.
So this one will put the small one on. It goes on. It will thread like a normal machine. I think we could all do with little boxes, couldn't we, behind here?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, we were saying we haven't got our heels on today.
With the machine, you can lock these machines out. I don't know if you want to catch the front of it to see this. You can actually lock the screen out here. So that just puts it into a safe mode, so nothing's going to work.
Right, because that's what would scare me. I'd be playing around on this, well, it's a computer, isn't it? You play around on this computer and I'd be thinking, oh, it's going to start doing things, but it doesn't until you
can lock it out. Until you press that start-stop button or use the foot control, nothing's going to happen. The only thing that will work is the foot lift, which is an automatic one.
Oh, lovely.
We may have to watch the needle threading more than once. So it threads as a standard machine. Right. So it's quite straightforward. Again, always follow the solid line. Make sure you press the foots up. This is the bit that is the really...
It's got the automatic threader, hasn't it?
So now I've threaded it to there, and if I just press this little button, it's going to tell me to lower the press the foot because I've done it manually. So it won't let you do anything.
Look at that.
And it's threaded for you. It's threaded it for you. It's fab. It's such a nice, easy threading system on these machines. I'm going to take that up. It's a clip-on foot, standard clip-on foot. It's also a 9mm stitch width, again, this machine. So if you've got a machine with a 7mm stitch width, now you can't interchange the feet. Right, but you get so many with it anyway. So if we unlock it now...
You said now you get so spoiled that you're so used to this that if you go into the machine, you're waiting for it to do those little things. I am so used to having an automatic foot lift on the machine. And you've also got an automatic, well, the pivot on it. So I'm going to pop that little icon on. Okay, can we talk about this computer, the screen? Because the touch screen is great as well, isn't it? It's not like, you know, some touch screens on some machines can be very much, I'm trying to push it. This is like the modern day.
Yeah. It really is a nice, clear one. So on here, it automatically defaults onto a straight stitch. It tells you what presser foot you need to put on, and that's my stitch here. If I want to change it, if I want to go into a zigzag, I literally just touch it, and it will change it for me. And again, it's changing the foot. So it tells you everything. It walks you through what you need to do with it. So put it back on there. You've also got a width and a length here. There's no width on a straight stitch, so you've got 91 needle positions on it. So you can get really, really accurate seams if you want to. And again, with the width, we can touch the little arrow and it brings the whole screen up. Yeah. Automatic tension. You've got the automatic top foot pressure. Again, you can alter all these if you want to. We also have on here a favourite stitch setting.
Right.
So if I'm doing a project and
because there are so many stitches,
I usually do it for a plique, if I'm honest. You'll set your stitch exactly how you want it. You'll write it down and you lose your piece of paper. Right. Guaranteed. I know I do. So you've got a favourite stitch here, so I can alter it and I can save it onto the machine. So every time.
Especially when you're quilting or something and you want to remember what you've used.
You've got it set at width and length. When you finish that project, you can just go back to the default settings again. So you've not changed it permanently. We'll lose that one. You've also got on here, this is the automatic drop on the feed. And again, it's changed the presser foot for me, so I know the feed has been dropped on it. Cloth guide here, we have done this before. If we get a chance, we'll look at it again. It works for the embroidery unit. That is my automatic pivot when I stop sewing. We'll look at that in a second. And this one is telling me to make sure I've got the proper foothold.
See, I love that as well. It will tell you. No, you've not quite done this right. Let me.
It's going. Hang on a minute. You need to make sure you've done this. And that is for the big walking feet that we looked at there. And if I don't know if the camera can pick it up, it's greyed all the stitches out here.
So you can't use those.
You can't go wrong with it. It's not going to break anything. So, and again, it will go through and it will only highlight the stitches that are suitable with that foot. So if we get rid of it again. And it's gone back to normal for me.
Fantastic.
Now. To start sewing, you do get obviously the large foot pedal with it. It's got the start-stop. It depends what you want to use. It's pure personal preference. Telling me, again, I've done this manually. Some machines with an automatic foot lift, you don't get that manual option. And I still like it to get both. So I'll pop that down, start, stop, and it's going to start sewing for me. I've got it on very slow. 1,060 stitches a minute it will do.
My word. So that's what's great as well. If you do want to take it steady, you can just move that across.
You can take it really slowly. And once I've stopped now, it's automatically lift the foot for me to pivot. So I'm totally hands-free. So if I've got a big project, it's got a little lock stitch on there, the same as all the other Elnas. And it just cuts and lifts the foot for me.
Oh, I love that. That
a little tie off on the back.
You didn't even press the...
no, you didn't have... I've set it in the settings on here, so it'll automatically do it for me. If you don't want to do it for you, just take it off in the settings. It's quite easy. You've got a needle up-down feature as well. You've also... You can... Let me have a little look on here. I was playing with this morning. And I'm trying to find out where we were. Let's go back onto here. Onto there. And I discovered these. I should play with it more often. We can actually sew backwards. So if you've got a really tight corner or something where you can't get it quite under the machine, it will actually sew backwards for you.
Oh, brilliant.
And it will do the zigzag as well, which is a really nice feature. So then you've done that and you're thinking, right, great. I'm going back to my normal straight stitch. Oh, we're going forward. But we're going to go backwards again then for it. So it's really nice feature that. So you can, say if you're in a really tight corner or if you're trying to patch some jeans or something like that, then you can do that.
Yeah, I've not seen that on any other machine before.
So that's a really nice feature on there. Again, I'm going to pop the lid up again.
Yes, I mean, look at this. There are obviously a lot for embroidery as well, but for sewing, you've got so many different stitches.
You have got some really nice decorative stitches. So you've got all the standard utility stitches that you would normally find. I think there's 12, 13 buttonholes on there. You've got little fly stitches for reinforcing pocket corners. They're also quite decorative. A lot of applique stitches, heirloom stitches, quilting stitches.
So how do you find these on the computer? They're all set already on the computer.
They're already set. I would press the little home button in the corner and it brings me up this screen. I know that that's a utility.
Okay, so hang on, let's just get the camera in. So you go home, there's a home button.
A little home button and it brings me up this sort of semicircle screen, half circle. Utility stitches, buttonholes, decorative. So that's all the quilt, the heirloom, decorative, the long ones.
The font, I love that.
The font, and there's a little button called Sewing Applications, which if we press that, it's almost like having an inbuilt manual on the machine. It's got all what they would think of as common sewing functions. So if I want to do some gathering, it will ask me, am I gathering it or am I e-stitching if you want to set a sleeve in? And you can select it and it automatically changes the stitch for you and it will change the foot if you need to. For the patchwork...
this is the one I need!
If you go onto patchwork, you can do your first seam and it will memorise that seam length for you and continually do it if you want to. If you're popping in a zip, it goes through step by step.
Oh, this is one of those machines that you could not be without then, once you
once you get used to it, it's very easy. It's also got a little setting on the bottom. You can get extra feet for these. So it's showing you some of the extra feet here and how they work as well.
There is so much.
There's masses on it, there is so much on here. So it really will take you through
But don't be daunted by it. It's
quite straightforward. It's very intuitive. That's what I say. Have a little play on a machine like this first, get used to where everything is and how it works, and then just start developing and go into the book when you need to. If I'm honest, I've got a big machine like this and I do mostly straight stitch on it at the moment because I haven't got time to do anything else. So we have got on here, this will bring up all the other stitch categories. I'll pop that again, so it's going to take that. I'm going to pop home. So it's two little curly ones here. Bring me up all the other stitch categories. Stitches. So if I want some decorative, just touch the screen and I can go through. It's telling me I've got 7 pages. So I can select whatever I want. on here.
Okay, and it will just start doing it for you?
It will just, if I want to do that now, it will just literally lower the foot for me and start doing it.
Oh my word.
So it is so straightforward. You want one of these now, don't you?
Oh, this is going to help my sewing ability. Masses, isn't it? You haven't done that yet.
I have, honestly, yeah. So it's got some little bells on there. If you want to put a stitch sequence together...
Does it have cross stitch on here?
The embroidery side has got cross stitch on it.
You
will, on the heirloom side, there's some little cross stitches as well.
Oh, lovely.
So you can do those. The embroidery side's got all sorts of bits and pieces on it. You've got cross stitch, you can do lace, you can do applique, the couching. If you want to put a stitch sequence together, there's a little heart section here. So we just touch that and we can put our stitch sequence together.
Oh my word, can you see that? Look at this border, so you could do some... Well, the possibilities are endless, aren't they? Didn't you say that you had a lady, was it this weekend, that there was somebody who wanted to make the curtains, she was Portuguese?
This was the last show I was on, when I was in somewhere else, and she actually bought the big machine just to purely do the embroidery side of it on the curtains. It's so personal. You can do borders, you can do bedding, it's everything you can do with it. If you want to see what your stitch sequence is going to look like, because sometimes we've all done it, you put it together and you think, great, it's going to be fine. And you sew and you think, we shouldn't put that one in. A little magnifying glass. So if you have a look, and it will bring you up a preview screen so you can see how much you can actually get in there.
Fantastic.
If you want to stitch that continual as a new pattern, just leave it as it is. If you want to just do those set ones, just press the lock stitch and it will do those and stop for me. Should we do those? Again, so you don't even need to press the foot down.
You're hardly even touching it as well, are you?
No, it's got a really nice 7-piece feed on it and it takes it through really well.
So you're not even using
I haven't got the foot pedal, no. A lot of ladies don't use the foot pedal. I'm gentlemen now. I do if I'm at home sewing, but if I'm working, I never do. It's really weird.
A lot of people say, sometimes you use it, sometimes you don't. It's personal preference, but it does have the foot pedal
if you prefer. It's got that lovely big foot pedal with it if that's what you like using. So it's done our little sequence for us.
Oh, look at that. That is brilliant, isn't it? And you see how quick. I mean, how many stitches a minute did you say?
It will go up to 1,060. When you're doing decoratives, I wouldn't race it. If I was making a pair of curtains or some straight stitching, then I'll turn the speed up. But with this, no, not when you're doing decorative stitches. Take your time. It takes a lot longer to unpick them if you do them wrong.
Yeah.
And again,
no, but you're not doing them. The machine's just doing them, so it won't go wrong.
I've got the embroidery unit on already.
Now you can take this off.
You can take it off.
Do you say you leave yours on?
Yeah, because it's not a machine I'd carry around. I leave it on because it gives me an extra bed space on the machine. Especially if I can take this off. You can take the accessory box off, pop the table on.
Oh, look at that. So this is where you keep all of
all the bits and pieces can come in here as well. You can pop the table on and then you've got a huge work area. So if you're doing quilts or anything heavy. In the bottom here as well, we've got 2 buttonhole feet in here. That's a bonus. And we've also got our other stitch plate.
Okay.
I think a lot of ladies will see the 680, that's got another stitch plate. This is exactly the same.
I'll show that as well. So, when would you use this? This is for your embroidery?
If I was doing a lot of piecing, you can put it on for embroidery. If I was doing a lot of piecing, straight stitching, I'd pop that on because it's only got the smaller holes in the centre. If you're doing like a fine fabric, it's not going to take it down into the feed. And again, the machine knows if you change it. It won't let you do anything.
And it will tell you if you should change it?
No, it won't tell you if you should change it. But you need to do it sort of yourself.
So you change it and then it will tell you that...
Then it will know. It will grey, like it did with the other feet. It will grey everything out that won't work on it.
So you get that included as well?
That's all included in it, yeah. Buttonhole foot is our lovely one with the stabiliser plate. So if you're doing... I'm just about to lose that. Let me just pop that on there. So it comes with a stabiliser plate. They clip together like that. So again, if you're doing a really fine fabric or a stretchy fabric or a tricky fabric, you can sandwich it in between and it just takes it through really well. It's also got the option to make it longer and shorter here.
Right.
Sometimes you go to do a buttonhole and you think, I could just do it in a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. It's a standard one-step buttonhole like the others. You press it out, pop your button in, leave it down and it will do it for you. But with having these extra options on it, it just makes a really nice buttonhole for you.
Fantastic.
Put that one there. We've threaded with a little bit of stitching. We've gone backwards. You've got a mirror image on it as well. If you want to, we finished with this one now.
Oh, so you could do sort of like shadowing of it and so you can turn the stitches round.
All the stitches in blue on the lid.
Okay.
will go 4 ways. They'll flip 4 ways. They'll mirror image and end to end as well. So that gives you a lot more options to put patterns together.
And there's a lot of these actually that are highlighted blue, aren't there?
Yeah.
There's loads. So they're all the ones that you can do 4 ways.
Yeah, and again, if you can go 4 ways, both the little icons are lit. So let me see if I've got one in there, decorative. Let's just go.
We've barely scratched the surface on the sewing, and we've got about how long left? About 15 minutes left with this machine.
Oh, God, we need to put some embroidery on, don't we? Very quickly. Right, so to change to the embroidery unit, again, I will always lock the machine out when I'm doing lots of things around here. It's a little icon here with 2 machines on.
Okay.
I'll touch that. It's telling me the carriage arm's not open. Do I still want to switch to embroidery? Some machines won't let you go onto an embroidery without all the unit being set up, ready to embroider. I'm going to go OK. So it will now take me onto the embroidery screen. So we need to change the foot. So I'll take that one and that one. And again, I'm going to change the foot. So I'm going to lock the machine out so I can't accidentally touch anything. This comes off. It takes off the whole piece and the foot holder.
You can still pay a lot of money for the high-end embroidery machines, or the other way around, the high-end sewing machines. So yes, it looks a considered purchase, but because you're getting this top spec on both,
there's so much that you can do on it. It just opens vast possibilities up for you. So now I've changed my foot so I can take that off and it's unlocked, so I'm ready to go. To select your pattern, it's as simple as touch a little flower. That's going to bring me up. If I go onto this one here, little flower, it's going to take me up to bring all the different categories. They're all in the back of the book.
Oh,
all the patterns. There are 300 and I'm going to say 350 on there, I think is correct. So you've got some nice alphabets in there as well. We'll do a little red work one. You've got the cross stitch there, applique.
Oh!
So there's loads. And again, there's a wealth out there on the internet that you can use as well.
And so you can add those onto...
You can,
Does it have a USB?
It's got 2 USB ports and the direct computer link.
350 built-in designs.
Yeah, that's a fabulous alphabet. I'm very fond of that one.
That's lovely.
It's got really nice texture in the background. Again, we've got fringing designs, we've got couching designs, you've got applique designs on there. You've got, I think, 10 different fonts when you come onto the embroidery site. No, 11 if you count the micro Gothic. So there's a huge range on here.
Oh, wow, look at that. So you get all of these different fonts as well.
All on there. You can do monogramming.
Monogramming,
yeah,
you've got
lots of fonts on there.
Notes.
They're little border ones. You've got normal sewing stitches that, again, you can pull in and create your own little patterns.
Oh, you don't need to download any, do you? You've got it all here.
You've got loads on there, yes.
OK, let's carry on.
So I'm going to now, because I want to embroider, I'm going to open the unit. So there's a little switch on the side here. So you press down. I don't think we're going to catch anything. That's out.
No, you're all clear.
Right.
Now the hoops, it comes with quite a few.
4 hoops. Okay. The biggest one is 9.8 by 11.1 embroidery area. So it is a good size hoop. This one is a 5.5 inch square.
We're putting them up on the screen so you can see the sizes as well. They're the 4 hoops that it comes with. They are included. So how easy is it to change it over into embroidery?
I'm ready to embroider. Yeah. I want to embroider. I'm going to take that off.
I was thinking, because we're just going to be...
I need to select the pattern and the arm will move then. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to pop a red work pattern on.
What should we do?
I'll pop a little red work pattern on for us. I'm going to
You did the chair last time, didn't you?
How long have we got on here? Not long.
15 minutes.
So I want something that's going to embroider fairly quickly. So, little flower. I've
so will it tell you how long it's going to take?
Yep. So it's going to move into position now so I can put the hoop on. I can pop the hoop on. It's telling me I want the square 14 hoop, just 5.5 by 5.5, so I'm going to go OK.
So once you pick the design, it will tell you which hoop to... Brilliant.
So you can edit on this as well, so I could put several in if I wanted to, and you can plus and minus the size 20%.
Oh, so you can make them larger, smaller. Brilliant.
It's telling me the design is 3.4 inches tall, 1.5 wide. You can set it on millimetres as well. It's in one colour, automatic tension, cuttings on 600 stitches a minute, and it's going to take me 3 minutes.
Amazing.
Number of stitches on the bottom, and I'm going to see if I can reach from here. Yeah, so we're in. And literally now I'm ready to embroider. So I can press
You just literally press go and it'll
go
be on its way.
And that's it. So it will quite happily embroider away there now for us. If it's a multicoloured pattern,
I'm just baffled by this, sorry.
It will do the first colour and stop for you. so you can change colours. So there's all... So
why have you done this to me when I've just got my sewing
You'll have to have an upgrade now, won't you?
Already. This is so good.
There is. So there's just so much. I did actually bring, I keep saying every time I'm on, that I'm going to have a look. Hooping and stabilising is really important when you're doing this. I think we've got a stabiliser pack there, haven't we? I've got my little one with me. So there's different, it's a nice pack. There's different stabilisers in there. And a little booklet as well in the middle.
So you need this, don't you? You
need to stabilise your work. So there's a little booklet there which tells you what all the do. You've got 10 different ones in there, and it tells you what their uses are, when to use them, how to use them.
Right.
It's very important that you look at this and get your work stabilised. If you don't stabilise it properly, then you won't get a really good finished design. I've actually brought this in because every time I come in, say you must use water soluble, which is in there. If you're doing anything with a pile or tan, this is a really cheap towel. Not a lot of pile, but you can see the difference where I've embroidered that one straight onto it. And then that one has had the water soluble. You can see a little bit in there still, it's still shiny. It just sits all the stitches on top of the pile.
And you get the water soluble.
You've got different water soluble in there because you can use water soluble to make lace as well.
But it will tell you all in the guide.
It tells you in the guide when to use it and what's there. And they're usable pieces as well. Sometimes you get samples and they're so tiny. But
that makes such a difference, doesn't it?
It makes a massive difference. And if the camera can pick up how much of a difference it does make. But it's really... Yeah, you can really see it, can't you? So, I know the first one I ever embroidered on a towel. I was so disappointed many years ago. We didn't have things like that. But you didn't have this. I didn't know. No. I didn't know. So
there you go.
But that's just a real. You're doing the hoop projects. That's okay. There's so many things.
$11.99 for the whole set, and you get lots of.
You get lots in there, and you get usable pieces as well, which is really important. Yeah. It's fine to get sample sets sometimes. Yeah. And they're tiny bits that you can't actually use. And our little flowers are finished now.
That has been 3 minutes. Right, we'll have another look at those in a minute. So.
What I'm going to do.
It's finished already.
On here now, we've done our pattern, and I want to put some font on it. So I'm going to go home. And I'm going to press my little editing screen here. Now, so long as I don't move that and don't move the hoop, I can add into it now.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to get the font. It's ABC. And on the end, we'll bring all the different fonts down there. So we'll put that one on for a change. You've got small, medium and large, upper and lower case, and they're going vertically and horizontally. But you can move them yourself if you want to. It'd be really... Now, you see, it's telling me now, because I've got the medium one. It's too wide for that hoop.
Couldn't you make it smaller, though?
I can. So I can take all these out, and I can change that onto small.
But that's good, that you're not going to be putting all that work in, and then it just starts going off.
It won't do it. You'd hit the edge of the hoop. You can now.
But the computer will tell you, this design you've chosen won't fit.
No, there you go. So I've got that in there, so I'm going to go on the bottom with it. So you can just see how easy it is to move it on the screen.
Wow, yeah,
If I wanted to duplicate it, I can take another one and duplicate it, put it up the top. I could do the same with designs. If I don't want it, there's a little...
And it's good that it's the grid as well, that you can see that you're getting it central.
It's really good to position it. There's a little green line around there, so I don't want that one. So I'm going to get rid of it. So this one, I'm going to take a little bit across.
Yeah, you probably can't see that on the camera, but there's a green line that's around the outside of what you're focusing on. So it will highlight that.
So we've got the ABC here, which is highlighted, and then I can arc it now. And I can take it up or down, and I can open it out. Cause it's
yeah, sometimes when you arc them, they can get all bunched together a bit,
so I'm going to take that up a little bit. That's fine. What I can do now, as I said before, I can plus or minus 20%. So because I've taken that in, it probably won't go as large as it would on the medium, but it will come up larger for us. So that's okay. If I want to change the colour on it, you sure we can't spend all day on this?
Oh, I will. I'm
going to put the colour on it. You can set the threads. I've got a mishmash of threads at home, so I just leave it set on Janome. I'm going to put it red. That's okay. That's okay now, so I'm going to okay it. Now, because I've already done the flowers, that's number one. If I want to see which thread is doing what, I can touch this, and that's telling me I'm doing the flowers, but I actually want to embroider that.
So then it will just move it automatically.
So now I can start it, and off it will go again.
It's so quick.
It's so easy. It's one of those, once you've been through it a few times and just done something basic, it will become very, very straightforward and intuitive for you. Do it without thinking almost. And there's just so much you can do.
So you found these have been extremely popular with people
They
that have wanted to upgrade to that?
It's a big, I know it's a big purchase, but it's the top end of the Elna range, and I don't think you'd ever need to buy another sewing machine again as long as you're in. And it's just so nice. And we can, if we want, we're doing 600 stitches, so we can speed it up there to 1,000 stitches a minute for the embroidery. I need to take my little tag end out there as well, the little thread. I've started. So it will do that, and it's got 3 minutes. Can you see how quickly it's going?
Oh my word! So you can knock up a pair of curtains in no time.
You can, yeah. It's brilliant for you can buy plain bedding. Just unpick the sides, personalise it. It quilts. I've done quilts with it. Book bags, shoe bags, Christmas stuff.
Exactly.
It's brilliant.
To personalise things and do gifts, it's so much faster than you imagine.
Yeah. And you get a really professional finish with it.
It is a computer, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's engineering, and
it's fabulous.
It is the spaceship of sewing machines.
We've basically just scratched the surface on it this morning.
Yes, we have.
We really can. It's a lovely machine. There's masses that it can do. It can do straightforward sewing, dressmaking, through to embroidery, quilting. You can do heirloom stitching on the machine side, and then it comes you onto the embroidery side.
If you've got any questions whatsoever about it, then please, please, please do get them in while Jayne's here, because, I mean, Jayne is the woman to ask, the guru of the Elna machines. So definitely ask away. I can't believe how quick it's doing it. We've still got about 5 minutes. What else can we talk about? What else can we show?
We can. Well, you've also got your quick reference charts that come with it. So it just shows you what all the little icons and buttons do on the machine.
Oh, lovely.
So that's really, and again, you've got one for the sewing side and one for the embroidery side.
Both sides, double-sided.
Yeah. What I will say is, I know we've got the same threads as me over there. They are specific embroidery threads.
Okay.
They're usually rayon or polyester. If you can see, they've got quite a sheen on them.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can take some out of here. They've got quite a shine on them. Which if you can pop some of these out, my very well used one. So I think you can see they've got quite a shine on them. And it's a specific bobbin fill as well, which again, you've got some over there. Yeah. It's quite fine, and you must use the bobbin fill.
Okay. For the embroidery, yes it is. Right. And there's the bobbin fill. We're going to get the graphics into the bobbin fill as well. The black one, £3.50. And the white one, there you go, that's the same price again. £3.50. We'll put the graphics in, so there you go, you can add those to your order. I love this magnifying glass as well, because those attachments, I've seen ones that you can clip or you can rest. Yeah. This actually pops up, when it stops, I'll pop it on the machine for you, because you can swivel the magnifying glass, and you can also push it round out of the way if you don't want to use it. So we'll pop that one on. It just comes with everything you need. It's just got so much on it, all the different feet that you could spend all day going through. Oh yeah, you literally could. You could talk hours about all of the different functions. I'm still mesmerised by this. So there's all the accessories that are included in the machine, all included. You'll receive all of these, lovely packaged as well, all in this ginormous box. It will be just like Christmas, opening up and having a bit of a play with all these, and your hoops. So you get 4 big hoops as well, all the different sizes included as well. So then that's just clips in there. And you can see I can swivel it round, so you can see through it. So you can position it to where you want it. And if you're not going to use it, you can just push it out of the way, so it's not in the way. Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's brilliant. So there you go. I think, can you see it there on the camera now? Can you see it? So it clips underneath, and then you clips. You've got a swivel function on it, and then if you don't want to use it, you can just pop it out of the way, so it's not interfering when you're sewing. Fantastic. It is very handy, and it just literally clips in and out. It's so good. Very easy to add on. Some of the patterns, as you say, it will tell you how long it takes. So some will take longer than others, and some you can change the colours. It will also bring up. I'm going to pop back and get another pattern for us, I think. Get another one there. We'll just literally go onto one quickly. We'll pick anything. Oh, let's get some flowers. So we want that little flower.
So that's how quick it is to select a design.
Yeah.
And it's now going to tell me, if I want to see how many colours are in there, I can press that one. I've got 8 colours in it, and it goes through the colours with you. So if you want to get them sorted out first, you can, ready to put on. Because I say I've got a lot of different threads, I will make a note of the colours I've used if I want to duplicate it, because I will forget. You've also got a trace function on it, so it will now, if I press the centre point here, it will now trace where within the hoop that particular design is going to sit. So if you want to move it around a little bit, you can. Pop back to the centre. You can also do a single or a double base in the hoop. So if you've got a fabric that might be a bit tricky to embroider on, you're thinking I want to make it a little bit more secure, baste it in the hoop. Very easy to get out again. You've got on here, so you've got here automatic tension, the cutting length I don't touch. You've also got, you can alter the foot height for pivoting. So if I've got a quilt in here, I can do that, and it automatically embroiders a little bit higher, so it's not dragging on it. I would put it on there if I was in a really heavy towel or a dressing gown or something like that.
Then you can heighten it.
1.7. So there is just so much on there. You can park the hoop.
Oh, I know. They're telling me we've got to move on to the other machine. We could sit and we could talk about this for the rest of the show. I mean, literally till 12 o'clock. So we will move on. But if you have got any more questions about it, then please do let us know. So whilst you swap over the machine, we will take these across and have a look at the stabilisers. Yes. So just to sum up, everything that you need will be there in the box when you receive it. You get the bobbin winder, you get that high resolution LCD touch screen, which is fantastic. I know some touch screens on some machines or, you know, different electronic devices are not as clear and aren't as responsive as this machine. This is really, really fantastic. Fully automatic needle threader. That is the best needle threader I've ever seen. It's literally by the touch of a button, a computerized, robotic, incredible needle threader. You can see at the top there of that right-hand picture, it shows you the absolute abundance of stitches and embroidery patterns that you can do. But on that computer, it will then list hundreds of patterns. But of course, then with the DVDs as well, you can also, and the USB stick, you can add your own. You can program your own embroidery patterns and stitches to it. So this is just a bit of a sum up. There you go, there you go. Create your very own sewing stitches, the endless possibilities. And it says there, absolute efficiency, comfort, and adaptability. It is one of those machines that is a machine for life. It is obviously considered, we don't want to talk too much about price, but the saving today on this machine is huge. Jayne has bought this across. We're very, very lucky to have the connection with Elna and Jayne as we do, and that's the reason that we've managed to get this at such a low price. In fact, don't want to say too much, but today, looking online today, you can purchase this for £1,000 more. So, I mean, we're talking serious savings at the Sewing Quarter just because of our connections. So if you are thinking of making that leap, you still could be saving a lot of money by buying today. Now, you're only paying 1p&p, so it doesn't matter whether you're buying just needles or whether you are going to make the plunge and take that incredible leap to buying this machine. You'll only pay £2.95 for your postage and packaging. It's amazing. So, as Jayne said, it comes with the Elna guarantee as well, which is great. It is great. So this is the stabilizer pack that Jayne was just talking about, which you will need, definitely use. And it comes with all of the different stabilizers in there. It's just $11.99. That's your starter set, as well as your booklet, which will explain exactly which stabilizers to use for what project, etc., or what fabrics. You then have your embroidery poly sheen. There it is, all of the lovely colours as well. Great to get you started. Have all of the colours of the rainbow so you can play out all of these lovely, lovely designs. $47.99 for 28 spools. And they've got that lovely gloss, that lovely high sheen as well, haven't they? And you saw as well, they're already on the website, your bobbin fill. You've got your bobbin fill, they're there already. If you're watching online, then you'll see you'll see below, they're both £3.50 each. And you can add those to your order. So that's for the black and the white is there. How are we getting on, Jane? Are we almost ready? 1 minute, 1 minute. And there's the white. So once again, let's just have a quick recap of that PowerPoint. You can see there's the machine. Ah, it is amazing. And wait till you see it. You don't actually get from the television all of its functions. And I know that we can't get in quite close enough to see all of the incredible features and buttons that it has. Let us know when you get this home and have a play with it, because it is, honestly, there are cars and there are spaceships. This is the spaceship of sewing machines. It's not a sewing machine, it's a sewing machine and embroidery machine. And you're going to be able to do your dressmaking. And you're going to be able to do your home furnishings, your curtains, your cushions, your bedding. You're going to be able to do so much with it. Endless possibilities, it says right there. Endless possibilities. So I look forward to hearing from you all and letting us know how you get on with it. It's Elna, we all know Elna, and we're so proud to be able to get it at that price as well, especially such a reduction, such a reduction. So let's see how Jayne's getting on. We're ready. Now this again is another incredible machine, yes, isn't it?
It is. Again, it's a combination sewing and embroidery. It's not quite as long. The other one has got an 11-inch throat space on it. It's a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
It's 8.25. But again, it's got a lot of the same features. So, and we've got the Elna bits and pieces on it as well. So we've got our little storage under here.
Oh, lovely.
Which is always nice, with a little Elna pivot pin, which comes with the other machine as well.
Elna pivot pin.
Pivot pin. Oh, we've got you.
Go on, no, tell me.
It's a little pin that comes in here.
Yeah.
So you can do beautiful circles.
Oh.
And you can use your walking foot with it, standard feet, any of the patterns. And you know they're going to meet when they get to the other end, which is always a bonus. Knee lift. I'm going to pop that down. Speed control.
Oh, that's good as well, a knee lift, isn't it?
The knee lift. The other machine's got the knee lift. Just so much. Again, we've got a lot of stitches under here.
Can you see that up there?
We've got the straight stitch plate again with this machine, which works exactly the same as the other one. Utilities, buttonholes, applique, heirloom, quilting stitches, satin stitches, bridging stitches, decorative.
So it's a clear as well, isn't it? They're all labelled into categories.
Very easy to use, and it's very similar again. That's what I like with these machines. They're very intuitive. Once you've used one, even if you're going up, the little symbols are still the same. So to get to all the stitches, we've still got this on here. So we've got applique, heirloom, decorative, so we touch decorative. And again, we can go through. We've got the same symbols here, so once again, I can put a sequence together if I want to. What should we put together? We'll have a very odd one this time, I think. And a little flower. And again...
So it still has a lot of stitches on here.
It's got a lot of stitches. There's a lot of options with it as well. So again, I touch on the bottom of the screen with this, and it will bring me up with the screen again to show me what I've done. When you don't want to have that anymore, you can just touch that little screen, it'll go. And again, you can see now I have got the 4-way flip on it, so I can mirror image it. And I can flip it the other way. So you've got huge possibilities with your stitches to create new patterns for yourself almost, and to use stitches in so many different ways. I think we'll keep you going forever on these. And again, we've got certain applications on here. So we've got that little help screen on here. If you're not sure.
It's fantastic that a lot of the machines I know have your basic flowers or different ones, but these have so many different patterns.
So much on there that you can tap into and use. There really is on the sewing side. And again, because you've got all these little little screens on here, so if I'm quilting, am I doing a straight stitch? Am I doing a clasp stitch, a sculpture stitch? Do I want hand look quilting, which we haven't even touched on? That's on the other machine. Do I want free motion quilting? Yes, please. So it's telling me step by step. It's telling me now to lower the feed dog.
Now again, you do get all of the free
You're getting
motion.
a huge amount of feet with it. You're getting your free motion feet with it. You've got all your standard presser feet.
Yeah.
That's your free motion foot. That's the embroidery foot.
Embroidery,
goes on specifically for doing the embroidery. That's blind hem.
There you go.
Patchwork 1/4 inch. That's the standard A presser foot. That is your little rolled hem foot.
Next time you're here,
I'm going to give you a test. I always test John.
How does he get on?
Getting better. It's a zipper foot. The button sewing on foot. Again, it comes with the other machine. We didn't even touch on that. Again, you've got your second bobbin case.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's your over edge foot.
Right.
And I've got the satin stitch foot on the machine already. So it's your bobbin case with the yellow dot on. You get your spool caps with it, your cleaning brush, spare spool holder. Again, you've got the straight stitch plate. Pack of needles.
Yeah.
Button shanks or heavy seams. Again, you've got your 5 bobbins. They're quite standard Janome bobbins that go across the whole range. Quick unpick, screwdriver, and there's some little embroidery scissors somewhere. There you go. I'm hiding those. So everything that you could possibly need comes with it.
Does this one come with the large foot?
That comes with a large foot
pedal
pedal.
as well.
We've also got the nice semi-rigid canvas cover on the front and a bag to keep your embroidery unit in.
Fantastic.
Again, as I say, I never take mine off unless I'm moving the machine.
So do you get a hoop with this one as well?
You've got 2 hoops with this one. So we've got these 2. There we go. So that's the largest one. And again, there's a slightly smaller one there.
Nice. I mean,
so you've got your 5.5 by 5.5. I think that's about 9.1. I can tell you in a second exactly when I'm going to pop the feed up.
Yeah, we've only got about 10 minutes to demonstrate this machine.
Okay. So I'm going to go back onto here.
And does it have a USB as well? Does this one
Again,
have a USB
you've got the
port?
USB on the end here. So you can still download things on the internet. So there's so many patterns on there that you can get now. So they're all, everything that you could possibly need.
But you have so much on here already.
Again, you've still got your decoratives alphabet. So you've got block script and a block 9mm, because again, it's a 9mm stitch width on this. So they're very easy to do. Embroidery, again, switch it over, just touch the 2 machines. It's asking me, do I want to switch over, because I haven't opened the embroidery unit. So if I go OK, it won't let me do anything.
See, that's good, isn't it? It's not going to just start running away with you before.
So whatever this will do now, it's asking me, do I want to resume the last pattern? It's a really handy feature, this, because if I've stopped halfway through or something's happened, so long as I haven't physically unhooped this, I can carry on. It will take me back.
That would be my problem, is that I would be thinking, right, spend so much time designing and picking out what I'm going to do, and then I'll say, that's the time, I've got to go, I've got to do this, and you leave it, it will pick it up, and you can save designs, can't you?
Yes, you can save your designs on there. So if I go OK, it will tell us what to do.
Or if you have a power cut and you're thinking, oh no, I've just lost all of my work. No, it will actually, when you turn it back on, it will come back to the last thing that you were doing.
So the last thing we did on here was a little basket.
Oh, nice.
Which is still in the box out there. We didn't actually put the font onto it. But again, you've got the editing function. It's slightly different on here. It's there. So again, that is showing me.
Again, you can drag around and pull where you want.
I can get rid of that if I want to. I can move the little bird down to here. I can get rid of that. So you can, again, plus or minus 20%. You can duplicate. You can rotate it in 1-degree increments or 45-degree increments if you want to. Again, the alphabet's blurred out now because I've got nothing on there. You can save it in the folder. I can change the colour. So there's lots that you can still do on there. If I want to duplicate it, it's as easy as touching the button and pulling it off. Touch the button, pull it off. Touch and pull the button off. And then if I want to, I can mirror image them.
Oh, so it's so easy.
So I can flip that one round if I want to, touch that one and flip that one round. So they're all together.
Yeah.
So there's so much you can do on these screens.
Yeah.
You can get additional software as well, which does a lot more, obviously. But for most people, the screen is certainly enough to keep you going.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to need any more
on there, because you can put your own designs together again as well. So, and that, if I want to embroider that now, because I haven't clicked OK, I've just clicked close, it's gone reverted back to how it was on there. So it's just quite good fun, just playing with the design. And I always see people worry, and I say, until you can play with that as long as you like, until you put something in the hoop and press go, nothing's going to happen with it.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't need to worry.
It's not set in stone. And again, you can move the designs about within if you want to.
Oh,
take it down.
And again, this prize, this is one that we've managed to secure, again, for the sewing quarter, isn't it?
It is,
This isn't the normal price on this.
No, it's not, no. No, it's usually more, so, but special price for you.
Yes.
So you can do. And again, you can come in if you want to. So you can go right in. So if you want really precise positioning, you can. Let me see, I've zoomed in on the screen. I don't know if we can pick it up very well. So I've made the screen, so I've moved that one. So just by doing a little magnifying glass, it means I can move things, so they're absolutely perfect. And having the grid on it, you've also got the grid that comes with the hoops on all of them, so you can position it really well, and then you can position it on your work as well.
So you know exactly where it's going to go.
Yep, so there's nothing really, it's just a case of getting to know your machine first. I always suggest people go and buy some tea towels or something straightforward and just practice on it.
Yeah, good
just
idea.
To see, till you get really used to what you're doing with it.
Good idea. We've got about 7 minutes, 6-7 minutes.
Did you want to put a design on here?
Yeah, let's go, yeah.
Again, little screwdriver. I'm going to lock the machine out again. We haven't got the automatic foot lift this time. That comes off, and there's a little foot here. That's my embroidery foot.
I'd be so busy. I would literally be looking around my house saying, what can I...
I did when I first had one of these. Everything got embroidered.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. And I've still got quite a bit of it now. But it's brilliant just for doing, say, plain... just for doing a plain duvet cover or something. I said before, you can get that doing children, little girls' dresses.
And personalised things. If you're doing a gift for somebody, it's
you know, you can pop pockets on there and things like that with little embroidery on. So I've done all kinds of things. Cushions, brilliant to do.
If you want to have a look, because I know that we haven't had time, we would spend hours on each of these machines because they are so incredible. There's so many features. But it was actually shown on the 26th of April at 10 a.m. You can watch Jayne and John looking in more depth on the on this machine, so you can have a look again. The other one, I think we've only bought it once.
I've only been here once with it, yes. It was quite some time ago now, I think. So I'm going to pop this one on again. We've got an extra high foot lift, so I can take that up just to slide it under easily. So if I can reach from here, it just pops in here.
Grid,
and I'm at quite an awkward angle. I'm going to let you reach it from there. My arms aren't that long. So you just pop it in.
And turn it
that way. And that's it. It's ready to embroider. I can unlock the machine now. Okay. And if I want to embroider, I'm going to close that now. Okay. Because I just want to go and get a design. And again, you've got the two little icons on the bottom.
Yeah, there's a flower.
And a little hoop. So if I touch the hoop, I can select which hoop I'm using.
Right.
I've got the 20 in now. And it will bring up designs that fit in that hoop.
And there is a certain way that you can get this in, and I love the fact that it's got a left and a right. So you're not going to put it in
make sure that you need to, don't over-tighten this screw. Don't use a screwdriver on it, please, because you will thread the screw. And again, you've got little magnetic clips here. Again, it comes with the others. So the magnetic strip on here, so we can clip those in. It's easy to do this on the floor. There we go. So it holds it really well for you. You've got 4 of those if you want to pop those on. It just keeps it really secure. Some things, this is why the stabiliser pack's nice, there's a whole different way of doing things on these sometimes. And it is practicing and getting used to it, and do some samples first. But I don't want to get all those on here. I want a little design, so I'm going to get the square 14, and it's just going to pop me on some designs that I can do.
Yeah, we have to pick one that's
really 4
quick.
Minutes,
so we'll do
I think it could be another little red work, so I'm going to go onto here and go onto the red work with it. It's a lovely and quick. Here we go.
My word, there was pages and pages then you were flicking through of
loads
designs.
There that you can do. We'll get a tiny little one here.
Oh, all the hearts. I'm obsessed with it at the minute, making
2 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that's okay. And so we can literally just start, lower the presser foot. Get very used to having the manual one, the automatic ones. It's taken through. And the other nice thing with these now is they cut all the jump threads.
Yeah.
So multicoloured patterns, I know when I first started, I would spend ages trimming out threads.
You don't need
to. Gone from one colour to another, but now with these, it does it automatically for you.
This would be lovely for Christmas as well, to do all your napkins and holly. And...
Again, if you've got a family wedding coming up, you could save a fortune. It'd probably pay for itself just doing that alone.
Exactly. I'm getting married next year, and I keep thinking I can just personalise.
Definitely need one of these then.
Yes.
So, well, and you'll just quite happily sit there and embroider, and it allows you to get on with something else as well.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time.
Absolutely hands-free.
So I'm just going to do that. It's going to put your little star on for me.
Oh, and it's cut the thread. There you go. Cut the thread, and it'll take it through to the back. And it comes off. The back is as tidy as the front, so you've not got a big bird's nest or anything on the back. I was going to say that, actually. No. What does the back look like once these have been embroidered?
Have a look in a second. It's very tidy. Because it's cut it, so it's finished. It's telling me to raise the presser foot. Take that one out there.
So it will tell you as well once it's finished on the screen.
Yep,
then say,
automatically stops. It's got a stitch count on here, so that's telling me there was 426 stitches in this pattern. So if the thread snaps or your bobbin runs out, it will stop virtually immediately. So you just go back a few stitches, and there's little tiny snowflakes, and it's a lovely, neat back as well.
Look at the back as well. So this is how neat and tidy that is.
It is. We should have done something bigger, shouldn't we, in there? It looks rather lost.
No, it's lovely. That's so good. And how quick. That took 2 minutes to do over 400 stitches. So this is the duo, the embroidery. You still get this. It's still a normal sewing machine as well.
Still a normal sewing machine, but then you've got the embroidery function as well that you can add on to it. Say you can just do so much with it. You could be here all day playing with it.
Oh, exactly, I know.
And again, we've only just skimmed on it. It's telling us here 700 stitches a minute. It will go higher to 800. It's one colour. It's going to take me a minute. Now I speeded it up. And the size of the design is 1.4 by 0.9 inches. Again, as I said before, switch to millimetres if you want. I just prefer mine in inches. Brings up the colours for you. Again, it's got the tracking feature on it and the basting. So you've got a lot of the same features. With this, I can move it around within the hoop. Sometimes you find you've got something you can't hoop quite as easily. Yeah. So if you've hooped it and you want it up in that corner, then you can move the design and put the track around it so you know exactly where it's going.
Oh, it is brilliant, isn't it? So if you have got any questions, as I said, about either of the machines, then please, please, please do get in touch with us and we can ask the gent. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
It just goes too quick, doesn't it? It just goes so fast. We need you on for longer. But as I say, any questions, get them in. But that is a bit of a brief sort of show you of what these fabulous machines can do. So get in touch with us. But thank you ever so much. We will see you in just a couple of minutes. Jenniffer's going to be back and we're going to be making that lovely weekend bag, our travel bag. So do not go anywhere. Thank you ever so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Right, we will see you after this.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love. We've got a treat for Tilda fans on Wednesday the 9th of May with 2 hours featuring Tilda's brand new collection Sun Kiss. At 10 AM, Angie Atwood sails into the studio to take us step by step through our latest Tilda quilt kit, featuring the breezy sailing regatta quilt design. As timeless as it is modern, we think you'll enjoy this kit even more than usual as it features that brand new Sun Kiss fabric. If you fall in love with Sun Kiss as quickly as we did, then stay tuned as at 11 AM we'll be looking at all those new prints in more detail. So tune in for 2 whole hours of brand new Tilda, Wednesday the 9th of May from 10 AM only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
So today we're going to be learning the prick stitch. Now the prick stitch is very similar to a back stitch and they're basically very tiny stitches which are visible on the front of the fabric and very long stitches on the back. So first of all you need to start with the needle at the wrong side of the fabric coming through to the front. And like I said, it's very similar to the back stitch where you're going to go backwards rather than forwards, and you want to make this stitch as tiny as possible, so taking a couple of strands from the fabric itself. And then the length of your prick stitch could be entirely up to you. So I'm going to make it quite a large one so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going through the fabric and then I'm going to come back, again taking a couple of strands from the fabric to come down. You want to keep these as even as possible as you're going across the line. So there we have our prick stitch.
Join us on Friday the 11th of May when Jo Carter is back with not 1 but 2 irresistible projects. At 8 AM Jo will be showing us how to make the Preppy the Whale quilt by Elizabeth Hartman. This delightful pattern features a pod of vibrant whales and we have a choice of 2 kits, each in bold beautiful colourways. Then at 10 AM we welcome the newest addition to the Sewing Quarter family, Jo's adorable puppy design with floppy ears, a cute tail and stylish collar. You won't be able to resist giving a home to one of our kits. So tune in for Creatures Great and Small with Jo Carter, Friday the 11th of May at 8 AM and 10 AM only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy-to-follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level.
I haven't got the bag. We are making the most gorgeous bag over this next hour with Jenniffer. She's back. Thank you. Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, there it is. I absolutely love this bag. I think it's great, isn't it? For on the move, especially as those of you that have seen me on air before, I am a bit obsessed with eau de coat, and I love that you'll be able to buy things. This hasn't been eau de coated. This is actually that PVC fabric. The only time that I've seen this PVC fabric is when we've used the clear one, when we've done the inside of some bags, or when we've done the inside of folders and things. But I absolutely love this one. In fact, all of the kits have got great PVC fabric. You're gonna fall in love with this. So this is the all around the world messenger bag, great for somebody who's traveling or on the move. But we'll look at this one first. So this is the kit. You get the pattern, which is great as well because you've got 4 options. You have got different options. We're looking at option A. Looking at option A. You have your PVC fabric, which is 1/2 metre. It's brand new today. It is brand new, and I absolutely love it. It is brilliant, isn't it? So you've got the fabric. You've also got, that's the PVC fabric, 1/2 metre. You also have 1 metre of the matte PVC leather effect, which is this one, which is so lovely and sturdy. It's really, really nice quality. So it's really hard wearing for your bags when you're going to be taking them around the globe, and you can pinpoint all of the different places on your fabric where you've been. You also get, for the lining, 1 metre of chocolate. 1 metre of chocolate, oh, sounds nice, doesn't it? 1 metre of chocolate with your thread, and as I say, your pattern as well. The next kit, so there's the kit all together again. All together now. If you do want that fabric, the globe one. If you want the globe one, just buy the 1/2 metre. We're also selling it by the 1/2 metre. So this one, it's brand new today. So if you're thinking you want to do, I'm thinking like nice sort of tablecloth, or you could do, all sorts of aprons, or, the possibilities are endless. Bags, little toiletry bags, it's lovely. The fox is next. We've seen this before, just in, well, not PVC, but we have seen this. Oh, it's awesome. Look at the personality that these foxes have. They're gorgeous. So you get 1/2 metre in the kit of the PVC foxes. The woodland messenger bag, this one is. You also get 1 metre of the red PVC leather effect. You can see that. Lovely quality, ever so thick and sturdy, very hard wearing. You get 1 metre of red, you get your thread, and you also, of course, get the pattern included as well in the kit, just £38.49. You can also get this fabric by the 1/2 metre. It's another one, brand new today. Maybe you have already made something with the, the normal fabric. This is the PVC fabric. So you can just wipe it whenever you need. 1/2 metre is £5.99. Goes up in your 1/2 metre increments, just like normal. There you go. Next one, should we do the spotty one? Okay. So the kit, you get the instructions, you get the pattern. You have this lovely spotty one, more neutral than the others. Your PVC. You also have black PVC leather effect. And then you get 1 metre of mercury. Thread as well, and your pattern. And then, last but not least, this is the one that Jenniffer is actually demoing with, and I picked this out as my favourite. It's awesome, it really is. So you get the pattern, but wait till you see this. Oh, it's official VW, not it looks like a bit of a camper van. No, it's actually VW official. So we've seen it in the fabric again before, but now we've got it brand new in PVC. So many people are going to love this bundle, I'm sure. I love that. So you get 1/2 metre. You then get 1.5 metres, 1 metre, sorry, of grey matte. So that hasn't got as much as the shine as the black one, as you can see. And then you get 1 metre of slate with your thread and the pattern. Now we are doing this by the 1/2 metre. The only one that we can't do separately is the spotty one. But oh, how lovely is this? You're going to be able to make so many toiletry bags, even for the gents, or makeup bags for yourself, or we could do, again, aprons or things for the kitchen, things for the garden. This is going to be great because you can just wipe it down. £6.49 for the 1/2 metre. Okay. Now, I know today time is not on our side, is it? So let's get over to Jenniffer and we can have a look. This is what we're going to be making. I'll take it. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, I do. Absolutely love it. Oh, we're going
twice. We're going continental. We've got
yes, we're travelling around the world with this. So, how simple, easy, hard?
Well, with the pattern, you've got what I would consider a beginner's bag through to a more complex bag. But I think what really takes this up the next level is the fact that you're working with quite difficult materials, especially with the glossy PVC material, because it will want to stick on your machine. So just to give you the little warning ahead of that. But other than that, it's a cinch to sew up. And actually the leatherette is really nice to sew up.
Oh, and I absolutely love it. It feels ever so sturdy for bags.
It's super plush. It is lovely, really lovely.
So, we obviously aren't going to have time to show the whole bag.
I'm going to try and do as much as I can with it and cover off the sort of key points. I think that the real one is working with the fact that you've got a matte and a shiny PVC that we're working with, but also just getting that gusset in. I think you want that really nice, smooth, clean, curved bottom. So we'll definitely be covering those bits for you and hopefully getting you almost a bag. I reckon. I like a challenge, we'll try, but at the moment today's not been going very well, so don't hold your breath.
We can bring it back, we can bring it back.
Bring it back. So in the pattern, I think you've got 4 bags in there, and we're going to go with option A. So obviously you need to go out and dig out your pattern pieces, cut the appropriate size, so just watch that. And what I really like about the instructions, if I just bring it in very quickly, if you've not seen a pattern before, so it's this section here. So you can see I've been rummaging through it quite a lot already. So these are your little bag options here, A, B, C and D in a kind of drawn image. But you can really see what it is that we're doing, because obviously the different contrasts are all in the illustrations right there. And then obviously these are all your pattern pieces. So again, don't panic when you get that tissue paper out and go, what? There's like 1 million pattern pieces in there. Don't forget you are covering different types of bags. So those patterns are not all appropriate to what you're making. So basically, it's this section here that you really want to be concentrating on. And as you can see, it's saying that you've got front A and the lower part of front A. So it's the letters that you're interested in. So if it's not your letter, so we're making bag A, don't cut it out,
Brilliant.
basically, all right? So just make sure you follow your little list here, and I like to tick it off, so I know that I've cut that out, we're safe and sound, we're good. Now also, you've got your two different contrast fabric. You've got your sort of leatherette feel PVC, and then you've obviously got your printed ones. So I've done this combination here today, but you can play around with your combinations. You don't necessarily have to go with what I've done or what the instructions are. So again, before you commit, put your pieces out, make sure you've got enough fabric for what it is you're wanting to do, and don't be afraid to sort of mix and match it up a little bit, do you know what I mean? So cut all of your pattern pieces out, and then you're ready to rock and roll. So one of my tips would be, when you are putting your pattern pieces down, if you've got pattern weights, fantastic, you get those out. But if you are going to pin, make sure, if I just bring my little bit over here, that you are pinning within the seam allowances.
Yeah,
so on
you
the
don't want to make holes
patterns,
on
you've
this.
got like your little dotted lines all around here. That's basically your stitch line. It's about 1 centimetre away from the raw edges there. So if you're going to pin, make sure you pin in those sections, because obviously we're working with PVC, not fabric here. So if you pierce it, it will leave a hole. It is like a skin. If you pierce me, I'm going to bleed. It's exactly the same with this fabric. So try and avoid putting a pin in as you would normally, all right?
Okay.
So make sure you do that. Or if you've got your clips later on, they'll definitely come in when you're starting to construct the bag. So definitely don't go putting a pin in your fabric. Otherwise, this wonderful waterproof fabric's not going to be waterproof anymore. You've put a pin in it. So the first thing we're going to do is construct the front of our bag. So we've got 2 sections here. So we've got 1 and 2, and that's giving us this really nice detail at the very bottom of the bag here. So these are 2 separate pieces of fabric that we're going to sew together to give that nice base bottom. So again, if you wanted to, you could mix it up, and maybe in this case use your matte fabric and put that on the bottom if you wanted to, and then put the leather on the top. So again, really look at your patterns and see where you could get quite creative with your fabrics. So the first thing we're going to do is join those 2 together. I just take my pins out. And also, you've got your magnetic fasteners. I'm not sure, do they come in the kit, or do you have to get them separately?
No, they don't. No,
okay.
We have got those though as well. We can put the graphics through for those.
Brilliant. So we're putting the 2 pieces together. So it is right sides together. Now, what I like about this one, it has got sort of like a material backing.
Right, so this isn't, you have an interface. This
is an interface, and this is how it actually comes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you shouldn't have a problem sewing this one down, because you've not got the PVC side, if you like, facing down onto the machine, so you should be fine. So I'm going to go straight in.
So you don't need to change your needle or anything
like that. But what I would suggest doing, though, is increasing your stitch length slightly. So I've gone for around a 3.5, where normally your sewing machine would be around sort of 2.2, I think it is. So just increase the stitch length just a little bit. So the thing is, with this material, it will want to slide around, so just be careful of that. So it's not difficult, it's just that you do need to watch it. Okay. Okay, so there's the first stitch done. So what we're going to do now is do a lovely little top stitch on there. Now, you can get little tools. They're almost like, it's like a leather wheel where you can really sort of push down the seams, because these are quite bulky. So the first thing I am going to do on this one is just open it out, use my fingers, and I'm just going to trim back the 1 seam, just the one.
Just to reduce the bulk.
Just to reduce the bulk, and I'm going to do a welt seam, which is basically where you keep one of your seam allowances bigger than the other, and you're going to press it down over. So if I just bring that back, so there's the shorter seam, and there's my larger seam allowance. So I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to push the larger one over the smaller seam.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what I'm going to do, if I just press that back over a second, I'm going to top stitch it down. So I've still got that bigger seam flapped over, but it's going to enclose the smaller seam underneath.
So you didn't see any of your red stitch underneath there, did you?
No, not at all, no. So if you had a little roller, you could kind of roll this down, but you can do it with your fingers. It's quite malleable. So it's important that when you're doing your weltsing that you're pulling the seam out, like pressing the air out of it, otherwise you'll get like a kind of baggy, you don't want a baggy seam.
No.
So just take your time with this. So obviously this is a visible stitch. So
yeah, I love the red thread.
Yeah, so in the kit it does come with a grey, but I thought for the demonstration I'll use a colour that you can see.
But
however, I've gone, I quite like that red. So
and especially using the camper van, aren't you? So the red, I think that works really well.
So don't be afraid to use a different coloured thread to the one in the kit, but I just thought it'd be nicer for you to see.
So you're cutting that so that's straight.
Yeah, I just trim that off. Overcut. So there we go, there's our lovely top stitch. It does look nice with the red, doesn't it? I do really quite like that. Okay, so before we get stitching the rest of it together, we do have another step we need to do. So in our bag, we've got some magnetic fasteners.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need to get those into the bag quite early on, yes. So I've got my washers here and there. So these are our prim
Is that
fasteners.
where you've...
Yes, so
you've
on
actually
the
already
pattern, if I just bring it back
I don't know that you can see on the camera, but we've done some little blue marks. There you go.
Your blue marks. If I just bring the pattern piece in for you, I'm not making it up. On the pattern, there are little notches there, so you need to make sure you're transferring that over. So your water erasable pen's a really good one for that one.
Just pokes through a hole.
Yeah, so I've just made some marks into the pattern. I transfer those over before I lifted the pattern off, and therefore I know where my fasteners need to go. And then what you do, you get two parts to your fasteners. You get a male and a female part. So these are the magnetic bits that stick together. And then you also get the washers, and it's the washers that I'm going to use now. So on my pattern, it only gives me the one mark. So I'm using that central mark, like so. And then what I've then done is made two little marks either side of that, and that's the bit that I'm going to be cutting into. So you do really need some super sharp scissors for this. So we're going to come round and make a little snip. So this fabric, it isn't forgiving. So it's, like I say, it's okay to sew with. It's a little bit tricky, but, you know, once you've cut it, there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take one of my fasteners. I'm going to pop it through.
So there's no stitching these in?
No stitching these in.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
So I've pushed that through to the back. So that's when I get my washer. Place that on top, like so. And then you need to fold back the metal prongs. Now, you can do it with your fingers, but if you want to use your pliers, you can do as well. So you can see how that's folded back on itself.
Easily,
Yeah.
And then
so
they're
it's giving
nice
you a really nice clean finish on the top. Yeah, they're nice and secure. You can put extra interfacing on there if you wanted to, but I wouldn't iron it really. No, I don't think with this. But if you are worried about it, I mean, you know what I know Natasha really is a serious overfiller when it comes to bags. So what you might want to do is just take a little scrap of the same fabric and make it double layered and do the same process again. So you're going through 2 layers of fabric. Okay. You can't really interface this because obviously, I mean, you can iron it, but whatever you do, don't iron this side. No. Do it on this side, okay? But I would probably just double up with fabric. So you repeat the process on the other side, but I'm going to skip that ahead because you know what you're doing with those fasteners.
That's great, isn't it? I thought they were going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, no, you'd think they were going to be a bit tricky to put together, but they're really not. So we've got our front of the bag, and this is our back of the bag, so it's the same size. And then we've also got what would be the gusset, so it's the part that goes around the whole base of the bag.
There you go.
So it's that section there.
Across here.
Yeah, that's it. That's the gusset there. So it's the part that we're going to be attaching our straps to. So I'm going to do the straps first before putting the sides on.
Right.
So again, you've got a pattern piece for that. So I decided to make my own handle using the fabrics that's in the kit. But obviously you could get some really nice posh handles from our website if you wanted to. If you wanted to take the bag up to a next level. But there is a pattern piece for a handle in the pattern piece. So I've just gone ahead and followed the instructions there. So you can see I've decided on this one I've gone with the grey rather than using my world one. So again, it's entirely up to you which one you want to use. And we have got our lining on the inside as well. So all I've done is just top stitch that together, like so. And there's the lining on the back, so that's nice against the skin, and that's the bit that we're going to see. So it's about attaching the handles to the bag first, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, on the pattern piece, if I just bring it in very quickly, this is your pattern piece, you can see that it's giving you a placement line on that pattern piece. So all I've done is I've made little notches either side of my fabric.
Right.
So I can clearly see where I need to make that first stitch.
Okay.
If you want to transfer it in pen or chalk, you can do that. But for speed, I've just used my my dressmaking in me and made little notches in the side, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is place our leatherette side down in line with our stitching there and there.
Yeah.
And because I'm going to be stitching in that area, I am going to pin. So there's certain situations where you can pin if you know that you're not going to see it, but at any other time I would not have done that, all right? So just to check my placement, I'm just bringing that over so I can see that's in the central position because I can see my fabric through that little box, so I know that we're in the right place. So the first thing I'm going to do is just do a quick stitch across there. Okay, so I'm going to stitch. So I'm going to go forward and back.
And just to the end of the strap, yeah, not to the end of the fabric.
Just to reinforce it, because this is just the start of the stitch. Just take that off. And again, what I'm going to do is just trim that back. So just be careful what you're doing, because again, if you cut, you really are going to see it. So that's the first bit done. So what I'm going to do now is peel my handle back, like so.
Stitch them on.
And then I'm going to stitch a box in that area, giving me a nice secure stitch.
And I think it looks lovely as well, doesn't it? It always adds detail when you do those nice boxes.
Definitely.
Another professional kind of finish.
Okay, so I'm going to stitch towards... Oh. Just need to check. I think our machine's gone funny. Let's wiggle him out.
It is fab, isn't it? So this is the gusset bit. I can show you the bit that we're attaching. Yeah, there it is. In fact, we haven't got the box on this one, have we? Oh yeah, we have. So this is the placement box, you can see. But I think it works really well having that accent red. Okay. How are we doing?
We're okay. So what's happened is that my bobbin tension, I've lost it, so I'm just going to rethread my machine.
Okay, let's go and have a look at the kits whilst we just rethread that ever so quickly. This is the kit that you've just seen the finished bag with. And we're also selling it by the ½ metre as well. So there's the whole kit all together, but look at it. By the ½ metre. You're going to be able to use this for so many different projects as well. If you want to accessorise with your around the world bag, you could also make some toiletry bags or maybe a book cover. There we are. £5.99 ½ metre. Of course, it is very, very busy with this one. It's brand new. So I really advise you check out because we do not have enough to go around. It is brand new. So obviously we're very, very busy with this one. ½ metre, just £5.99. In the kit though, you also get the leather faux and the leather effects, the pattern and the thread. This is the one that Jenny's demoing with, the VW, official VW PVC. Oh, we all love this. This is the one that we've all chosen, we've all got our eye on. So you get 2.5 metres of fabric in total. So you get ½ metre of the VW. You get a metre of the grey, which is your leather effect PVC, and then a metre of slate with the thread and, of course, the pattern, which has got 4 patterns. If you want the VW by the ½ metre, okay, this is just overtaken and it is now the most popular. There it is. The PVC. So look, you've got that lovely shine. A lot of you are actually multi-buying on this. Remember, you can go up in half-metre increments, £6.49 per half metre. Very, very popular. Brand new again today, all brand new today. The woodland, the foxy woodland. So you get half a metre of the foxy woodland PVC, yeah. I can't pick favourites because I think they all look brilliant and all for different makes as well. But this is going to be lovely for the garden, I think, if you're going to maybe have it as a gardening bag. They're saying school bag, weekend bag. It's just fantastic because you can wipe it. I'm always one of those people that manages to get my biro spilling all everywhere. This is great that you can just give it a wipe. You're also getting the red leather effect and the red solid with the pattern and the thread, £38.49. We're also selling the PVC by the half metre. It's brand new. Another one that's brand new. I'm thinking things for the kitchen as well, maybe. A nice tablecloth. £5.99 per half metre. All picnicky, yeah, nice picnic bag, picnic baskets. And our last kit, the grey spotty. Now, the only way of getting this one is in this kit. So half a metre, £38.49. With as well a metre of the black and a metre of the mercury with the pattern and with the thread.
Hello.
How are we getting on?
All good. He's behaving himself now, which I'm
Good.
pleased to see. Okay,
You
so
two sort them out, back into order.
back in order. There you
So
go.
we've done the box now.
So we've done the box. Just take my bobbin thread off. There we go. So we have our strap attached to our bag. So it looks a bit strange because you're attaching the gusset and the handles like very early on in the project, whereas when you've seen us do bags before, it's kind of like the last thing that we put on. So just watch that in the instructions. So once you've got your handles onto the gusset part of the bag, it's now time to add the front and back of the bags together.
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the front. So what I did is I folded my bag in half. So I know this is the base because obviously we've got that little bit on the bottom there, and we've also got the curved edge as well. So I just folded it in half and just made a little clip. So I want to know where the halfway point is at the base of my bag, just so I know that I'm putting it in nice and evenly. And I also repeated the process on the gusset, so you can see I've got a little notch in either side there as well for both the front and the back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring those notches together, like so. Did you say we had some clips? Have we got some special clips?
Have we got any of the magic clips? Yes. Can I open this packet? Oh yeah, it's already open. So these are magic.
Are they magic? So this is the first time I've used these, so I'm quite excited about that.
You can sew over them. You can sew over these,
Oh my,
which I know,
really?
a lot of people are like, oh, sew over them, but yeah, you can.
I'm a little bit worried about that.
Precise sewing, no need to remove the clips.
Fair enough. So I'm going to make sure I'm putting these the right way around. So my little tip for you guys at home would be to have the gusset on top of the base. Okay, so make sure the gusset part's on top when you're clipping it in.
Is on top of the...
Yeah, so this is the gusset. So have the base at the bottom and have the gusset on top rather than having it that way, because it will make it easier to sew on. So I'm gonna stick these on while do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, there they are, there they are. Have we got the graphics going through for these? There you go, the details are at the bottom. They're $15.99 for a pack of 12 magic clips. And I know so many people that have got in touch with us and said now they would not be without these. You don't need to worry about removing the pins. You can just sew over them. Do you need more?
Yes. Give me more, give me more.
More magic clips. Oh, I don't want to, Let's shake it, there we go.
Thanks. They're quite sturdy,
They are. They're going to come in
like I say,
quilting as well, aren't they?
Well, like I say, this is the first time I've used them, and they have got a nice little grip to them, I must admit. And I've just noticed you've got like the little measurements on them as well, which is cool.
Okay. Just so you know, the VW kit, the one that, well, we haven't even looked at the VW print yet, have we, in your demo?
No.
But it is the one that we're looking at.
I'm going to be on in a second.
You've got to check out. You've got to check out because it's very busy.
Okay, so I've just pinned in the straight parts of the base of the bag at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we start going to the sewing machine, there's something that I'd like you to do first at home. It just really helps the process. Now, in where the gusset is coming into that curved edge, you can see that it's not quite meeting it now at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip into this. Now, what I would suggest is not doing what I'm doing, which is eyeballing it now, is I would use your water raisable pen and a ruler and mark in the seam allowance. It was 1 centimetre. Whereas I'm just guessing, but 2, because I sew quite a lot, I can eyeball it quite well.
Centimetre.
Yeah. So, but what I would suggest you doing at home is actually drawing on the 1 centimetre seam allowance and then cutting up to it.
Because, like you said, once you've cut this, you've cut this.
Once you've cut this, you cut this. So, just because I've now done those little slips, you see now it wants to really ease in. So, if I just bring that back, I can really get to the edges now, and it's also given me a nice clean run, which is where I'm going to be stitching in a second. So the tip with this material is to make a little splice in that. So just to recap, before you pin it in, I would mark where the curves is 1 centimetre in, that's your seam allowance, and then clip using a nice sharp pair of scissors into that seam allowance, and then that allows it to ease out into that corner. Okay, so now I'm going to go stitching. Are you so sure?
I know, I'm waiting.
I'm really worried about
this.
So another thing is when you start sewing the bag, you need to come away from the edge. Normally you sew right at the top of the fabric, don't you? But with the construction of the bag, you need to start away from it. So that's just another tip for you to remember.
So are we still going forward and back or not?
I would do a little locking stitch, but you're not. What I'm saying is you're not starting right at the top. You want a little gap. I'm really worried about this because my #1 rule is do not sew over your pins.
So this is really unnatural for you.
I don't know if I like it.
They're magic clips, not pins. You're fine.
No. I don't like it.
You're scared, aren't you?
I am scared.
It's just unnatural.
No, I can feel that it's clunking. How big does the stitch need to be? Let's not do this at home. read the instructions first.
Easy to read marking at the top of each clip. Half of it. Open wide, lace flat.
No, you don't stitch over them, you stitch to them. See, look. You stitch to them, not over them. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me, yeah. Oh, Paul was saying that we can...
You probably can, but not with my stitch length.
Okay.
I can feel that it's going to clunk. Let me move that back.
Yeah, your the clip you can sew right over.
You can sew over it, but not over it. Does you see what I mean?
Here on the picture, it's got the foot, but it hasn't got the needle, so your foot can go over it, but not the needle.
Right, okay, let's come back.
Paul said, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. I thought you knew that.
No, I didn't. I've never used these before.
No, we didn't know.
Right. So I'm going to adjust my clips. Makes sense now. Now I understand what it's saying. Okay, so I'm going down. So just be careful. Remember, in one of our bags, we've got magnetic snap fasteners. So it'll want to stick to your machine. So when you feel like it's going, what's it pulling? It's probably the magnet sticking to the machine. Okay, we're going to sew over the clip now. You're right.
Oh, it's your foot can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the metal part that you can sew over where the kind of foot meets the dog teeth, but you can't literally jump over it. It's not a jumping one.
Okay.
I was so worried.
It's still magical though, isn't it?
It's such a magical clip, but we definitely can't do it unless your stitch is like huge. So this is why it always pays to read the instructions.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so the bag's going to start twizzling round now. So you can see where the little clips that I've made in that PVC is really helping me get round that corner now. So again, I'm just going to move my clip to the right position.
And it has got all the markings.
It has got the marking, so it's the 1/4 inch marking that I'm using. And again, I am sewing over the clip, so you are right.
Saying, oh, I'm so pleased because I'm really wrong. He was very, very quiet then. And now he's back.
Now he's back. Yeah, so I get it now. So what it's saying is, if I just bring it here so you can see, on there, is that you've got a 1/4 inch, a 1/2 inch, and a 5/8 marker, and then you've got 3 markers on the feet there.
Can you see it? If you just tilt it forward, that's it. That's better.
Can you see?
Yeah.
So it's telling you what they are in the positions there, but it's actually these measurements in there that you put it against the fabric. So if, when you put it on the fabric like so if we carry on stitching, I'm at the 1/4 inch mark at the moment, and I'm just sewing just slightly past that.
Yeah.
Because I'm stitching a 1 centimetre seam allowance.
Yeah.
But considering, like, it feels like, because I've made the mistake by putting the full clip on, but even adjusting it back to that 1/4 inch mark, it's still quite strong. I'm very impressed with the clips.
Now, because you've made these cuts as well, does that make this part a little easier to get to the edge?
If you don't clip your PVC, you're not going to get round it. You're going to end up with puckers all in the bottom, which is what you don't want.
Right. So we're still going, if you've made those marks, you're going to make sure that you're not going to stitch past those cuts that you've made.
Exactly. So if you're going to mark your 1 centimetre seam allowance, not only will you know where to sew, because you can physically see it, but also you know that you've not cut past that mark, so you're not going to get holes in the bottom of your bag. And again, just to recap, when you're sewing towards the top, you don't want to sew towards the very end of the fabric. You need to stop short of it. Okay, so we can take our clippies off now.
Yeah, this is a nice gift for somebody who maybe does a lot of travelling around the world.
Yeah, definitely. So if I just pop that round now, I'm just going to turn it right way around for you so you can see very quickly. So you can see that's giving us a nice clean round bottom there. But there's no holes from where I've cut. So it's really important that when you do make those cuts, that you're cutting to the line, not on the line, because you'll end up with holes in the bottom of your bag, and you really don't want that. So I'm going to repeat the process on that in a second, but I'm going to show you how to do the flat part of the bag, and then if you want to show some fabrics, I can sew the other side on, rather than repeat it. So this is where you get to see the caravan fabric now. Yay, the moment you've been waiting for.
Oh, I love these VWs. These are fab, aren't they? And this is actually official VW.
I know. It's dead posh, dead posh. So there's our little VW. So just make sure that if you're going to use your patterned fabric for the flap, just make sure that you're putting your pattern piece in the right direction, because the last thing you want is upside down camper vans. So just pay attention with that one. And again, we've got the lining and the main fabric. So you're going to put the lining in straight away. So that's a bit strange.
Yeah, normally you would do that separately.
But before we do that, where we're putting in our snap fasteners, you need to repeat the same process on here now before you sew it together.
Now, is that on that's that same pattern piece that you used before?
There's actually a completely separate pattern piece for this one. So it's doing the same job.
It's got those little notches still in it.
It's got, there it is. So it's still got the notches in the pattern piece, but there's a specific pattern piece saying this is for the flap, and you need to cut one for the flap and one for the lining for the flap. Okay. So again, same process with your washer. I'm just going to pop a little one in there. I'm just going to do the one. So, because you've already seen me do it already.
I can't believe how fast this make is, actually. This isn't something I thought this was going to take
a while.
A long time. Bags have a lot of parts to them, don't they? But this is actually a relatively fast make.
It's quite a quick make, yeah. So again, I'm just popping the snap fastener through. Taking my washer, popping that on top. I'm just folding that back. Okay, so obviously you'd have two on here, one on the other side. And what I would suggest, you obviously need 2 packs for this. So I would put the males on the one side and the females on the other, rather than doing one on one and one on the other. Does that make sense? Because you don't want a male on here and a female on there.
Exactly.
Just looks, I know it sounds, you probably wouldn't notice, but it would bother me. It would totally bother me, because they're like, they're not the same on the other sides. Yeah. So I'm going to put the right sides facing down, like so. And I'm going to stitch around the edge, but this time, again, don't sew the whole thing. So you want to start away from your pattern edges.
Why is that?
Because when you're putting the bag together, it all makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to start and I'm going to do a little back stitch. So I'm just going to be stitching around that curve.
I can't believe it wasn't on purpose that you picked this red thread. You just thought, oh, well, we'll do it because it will show up
Yeah,
better.
I wanted just you to see what I'm stitching, basically. I knew that the grey would kind of blend in. But after doing the red stitch, I'm like, I quite like that. I quite like it.
You get a grey stitch with the with the kit, but if you've got a red, definitely have to go with the red.
Well, you've got your red campers, you've got blue campers on there, you've got cream campers as well. So, you know, play around with your stitching. Okay. So we've stitched around the edge of our bag. So where we clipped for our base on the corners, you're going to do the same on here, but this time you're going to clip in these instead, because it's going to come back on itself. So if you just make a single cut, you're going to get overlapping. Whereas with this one, we need to go into little V's.
Now, does it say this on the instructions, or is this your tip?
All the clips.
Oh, it's all there.
It tells you to clip, but doesn't necessarily tell you the best way to do it. So
there you go.
This is my little tip for you.
This is Jenny's top tip.
Okay, so that's that bit done. And we repeat that on the other side.
And this is again to just reduce almost.
It's to reduce the bulk. So if you don't do the clipping, then what's going to happen is you're going to get like a really wobbly seam, and you really don't want that. And also it'd be very bulky, so you won't have a smooth, like on this bag here, you can see we've got a really nice smooth edge on there.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't clip, it'll be very, very bulky.
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
So if you have your pinking shears, that could work as well. Taking all those little
I would use it all the time. I'd use this book all the time. It's a great thing about having the really hard-wearing fabrics with this kit, isn't it?
Well, the great thing about this bag is that it's totally waterproof. And I think that's
always
in this weather. Oh, totally.
Well, I know we had weather in this country.
Well, I know we had a really lovely weekend, but we don't always get that.
Next weekend's supposed to be raining all weekend, so we've got to enjoy it whilst it lasts.
So you can see how that's just given us a really nice clean edge on there. So I've not even top stitched that yet, but you can see that it's just making that difference because I've clipped in that area. So it's just little things like that that just take your bag up to that next level, isn't it, really? And
these are sort of skills that you'll take into other projects. I mean, this it looks like almost like a laptop case or something, and knowing just to clip the edges.
Or even just clipping the edges like for things in like collars or Peter Pan collars. So again, I always see the dressmaking in most things that we do. So I'm like, this is my dressmaking skills, but I'm applying them to my bag making skills as well. So that's that bit done. So don't be tempted to top stitch this, because that's actually the last thing that you do. You're top stitching the top of the bag and the flap in one. So don't get excited and go in with the top stitch, just to leave it in this situation before moving on to the next step. So I'm going to sew the other side of the base on now.
Should we have a look?
Talk about fabrics that we've seen a bit.
We'll have a bit of a recap. Let's just do the fabric by the ½ metre, because this brand new PVC has been very, very popular. It's all brand new, but half of our allocated stock has gone on this one. So if you do want it, you must check out of your basket. ½ metre is £6.49. And you may have seen the 100% cotton fabric before, or we had it in canvas, didn't we? I think cotton canvas. But this is the PVC. So great for your outdoor accessories, or again, bag making, things in the kitchen, things for in your garden, the shed. There's loads, isn't there? Loads and loads and loads you could be making with this. So yes, half of the stock has gone. The Around the World, which is the one that you've already seen the bag for, half of the stock has gone. So if somebody's taking £1 metre or more, then I've got a feeling this could sell out during the show. So be quick if you want to add it to your basket. ½ metre is £5.99. I think this is awesome. It's one of my favourites, definitely. Perfect for the bag, definitely. Perfect for the bag. So it's £5.99 for the ½ metre. Brand new. Another one that is brand new. Now, the only other one that we can offer by the ½ metre, we can't do the spots, is the woodland, the foxes. Yeah, this is also, they've just got lovely personality. Remember, like Jenniffer said, if you are using this kit for the bag, to make sure you get it the right way round when you're attaching that top flap, because you don't want upside down foxes. ½ metre for £5.99. Okay, so they're the ½ metre fabrics. But then, of course, don't forget you've got all the kits which are there on the website. We'll go back across.
Oh, that went quick.
I know, yeah, we'll fly through. We want to see all of this.
So I'm just repeating the process now with my my bag base. So I'm just doing the back of the bag base now.
We've got about 5 minutes with you, Jenniffer.
Okay, my darling. So again, that curve really does help with that curved bottom, those little snips that you've made.
This is the one that you were saying, it's more the PVC one that you said tends to stick to things. This, you actually said, is lovely to sew with.
Yeah, this one, I really like this one. I think it's really lovely to sew with. You don't necessarily need to change your needle. You might want to just take it up a step. So rather than using like a 70, maybe go with an 80. But it's really the stitch length, that's where it really comes in. I would definitely increase your stitch length. And if you have like this glider foot that I have here, or Teflon foot, then maybe grab that out as well. If not, sometimes just popping a little bit of masking tape on the bottom of your feet help. Right, okay. So if you do find that you are struggling and it's wanting to stick and all that, then try a bit of masking tape on the bottom of your foot, and that might sort you out. So I'm just bringing that round a little bit.
There you go, you just saw the cuts that we made in the corner. So are we stopping before we get to the end on this side?
That's right, yeah.
We're finding out why in a minute.
Right, okay. So, we've got our bag pretty much constructed, so I will turn this the right way around. Look. There you go. Right then, so what we're going to do now, it's important that the reason why we've left these sections open at the top is because we need to attach our flap to that section. So if you've sewn right up to the edge, it's going to be very difficult to sew together. Right, that makes sense now. So I'm going to put the camper vans face down. I'm going to have my seam allowances tucked under as well, like so. Can you see? Okay, and I'm going to stitch those together. So I'm going to go for that now. So this bit, would you pin or not? Because would you see the hole? I would pin, but for speed, I'm just going to go for it. Okay. I'm going to be a rebel. So you're not going to see this if you put the pins through the... No, you're not going to see it. As long as you're doing it within your... sorry, I've just lost my foot. Ooh. As long as you're doing it within the 1.5, the 1 centimetre seam allowance, then you'll be absolutely fine. So I'm just going to go back just to give that some extra security. So what you've noticed here is that I've peeled back my my lining. You do not want those together. You are doing it separately. Why is that? Why don't you want to just... That's the last thing. That's the last thing. So this is where your opening will be. So you're going to hand stitch that very later on. So you don't want to stitch that down. Oh, so I just take that slow. We've got just a couple minutes, a minute or two left. 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Okay. Let's just peel that back. Okay, so if I go this side. So what that does, we've got this section here that's open. We've got our lining free. Okay, so what you're going to do is repeat the process with the bottom part of the bag. So that's the front, the back, and the gusset in the lining. And you're going to stitch that on from this section. So again, you're ignoring the flap. You're only stitching on all of this all the way around to the other side. Again, leaving the butt where the flap is completely free, because what you're going to do when you sink it in, when you turn your flap over, if you can hold that section up for me, it's this part will be open as well. So you push the lining into the flap, push this down, and then you just need to tuck it under and then hand stitch that closed. And then what that will do, if I bring this one in, because I know we've only got a couple of minutes left. Oh, you can see there, it gives you a really nice clean finish where the lining meets the flap. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you're only stitching the 3 sides. You don't stitch the back at all when it comes to the lining. So once you've got the lining in, then, as you can see, I've got a top stitch running all the way around the top, going across the side, and then it does a right angle turn. You can see it comes across into the back and then goes up into the flap. So that's the last thing you stitch. Okay. So for me, I hand stitch that section so it's nice and clean and tidy, and I'm not getting any stitching in the back of the bag. But it's the top stitching here that finally gives you that nice crisp feeling on the top of your bag flap. Right, all of this is in the instructions,
all of it's in the instructions. And then you've also got the pen for the pocket on the insert. You could do the pocket.
So there are pockets in there if you want, so there's quite a few different options on those. So honestly, the pattern is fantastic because there are 4 bags in there, going from beginner through to a more experienced sewer. Yeah. So the bag does get complicated. So it's a pattern that will grow with you, I think, as your skills improve. Definitely.
Brilliant. Thank you ever so much. Great demonstrations today. Thank you so much. I'll see you again next time. Yeah, see you soon. Right, we'll take, in fact, I'm going to take both of them. Right. Let's go for the camper van first, because the camper van one, I'm just going to pop them here. The camper van one is selling out fast. Way over half the stock has gone, and it was only brand new today. So we are selling it by the ½ metre, but I'll show you in the whole kit. So if you want to make the bag, you get ½ metre of the official VW PVC fabric. You also get 1 metre of the grey leather PVC. You also get, is it slate? 1 metre of slate. You also get the pattern, which, as Jennifer said, you actually have 4 patterns. 4 patterns, which simple up to quite advanced, actually. Pattern and thread. So there's the one that this is the one that we've just been working on. There it is. It's fab, isn't it? I really love this fabric with it as well. Really love that fabric. This one, around the world, is this kit. So you have ½ metre again of the PVC included. There's Australia. Sorry to anybody who's Australian, I've just really offended because I've just tried to do an Australian accent and failed miserably. Just stick to my good old Brummy voice. There's the whole kit, ½ metre of your PVC, then you get 1 metre of the leather effect PVC, you get 1 metre of chocolate, the thread, brown thread, and the pattern. The Foxy Woodland. Oh, I love this. I'm not allowed to have favourites, but I think this is my favourite. So you get ½ metre of your PVC, brand new. £38.49 for the kit, which also includes 1 metre of the red leather effect, 1 metre of red solid, your red thread, and the pattern. And the last one, by the way, you can get all of these PVCs by the ½ metre, but this is the only one that, if you want this PVC, you can only get it in this kit. So all of this kit is £38.49 for the PVC, for the black leather effect, the slate, and the thread. Okay, so do not go anywhere. After the break, we have a fabulous fabric hour, our shoreline fabric, which only launched last week. So stay with us, it's coming up next.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts. Join us on Wednesday the 9th of May when quilting expert Angie Atwood drops in to guide us through an hour of westerly rulers. If you want to get that long arm quilted precision and impact using your own sewing machine, then westerly is the way. Angie will be demonstrating a variety of the quilting templates, including versatile sets packed with design options. We also have 4-piece sets dedicated to the wildly popular feather and wreath designs. So tune in for an hour of wonderful westerly quilting. Wednesday the 9th of May at 8 AM only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Join us on Saturday the 12th of May when Jo Carter makes a splash with 2 irresistible softies. At 8 AM, Jo will be diving straight in to show us how to create an adorable mermaid doll from Tilda using their handy kit. Her starfish outfit, tail and hair all use the brand new Tilda Sun-Kissed fabric collection. Then at 10 AM, Jo will be back with a brand new pattern, a pair of Seahorse softies. With their 3-dimensional fins, contrast tummies and cleverly designed curling tails, you'll be as besotted with them as they are with each other. So tune in to join us under the sea with Jo Carter, Saturday the 12th of May at 8 AM and 10 AM. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78, Sky Channel 687.
Don't forget, shopping with us is easy and simple. You can just contact us at 0800 112 4433 and speak to our UK-based call centre to place an order, or shop online with us at www.sewingquarter.com. Join us on Thursday, the 10th of May, when Jess Entwistle demonstrates the popular Hunter's Star quilt block design. Jess will be our guiding star for the hour, demonstrating how our step-by-step pattern comes together to create an impressively intricate patchwork cushion cover. To add to the stellar effect, Jess will be using Liberty Print charm squares from Alice Caroline. These pretty prints are perfect for this delicately pieced design. So tune in for an hour of star-struck sewing, Thursday the 10th of May at 8 AM only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy-to-follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level.
Time just flies, doesn't it, here at Sewing Quarter. We are live for another hour and we've got some brand new fabrics. Now, a lot of this is actually brand new to a lot of us because it only launched last week and I know the show was really, really rushed. Always, time is never on our side. So it means that they actually just had to skim over a lot of these fabrics. So we did want to spend a bit more time, especially as we are loving this weather, aren't we? I was in Portugal last week, you know, and I got home. You don't need to thank me now, but I definitely brought the sun home with me. But it wasn't as hot. It wasn't as hot as it's been this weekend. It was quite windy. So the last couple of days, I've got a better tan than I did in Portugal last week. So yeah, we're loving. It's English. We're typical, aren't we? Out there, sun yourself. Paul, definitely. He's absolutely red. Bird to a crisp. So this week I think you need to stay in and get your Factor 50 on. But we are going to have a few more nice days. So we need to start our makes. Now, we'll start with the brand new one. This one is brand new today. We know you love your patchwork. So this is that patchwork-esque sort of feel to it and all sort of seaside related. So this is your canvas fabric. It's 80% cotton. And it's 20% polyester. Now, this is the only one, I believe, of the hour that has this sort of canvas feel. It's 140 centimetres wide, and it's just so seasidey, isn't it? For your bag making as well, because you've got that extra sort of weight, it is perfect for all of your seaside makes. I was thinking I'm holding it up the wrong way, but there's no direction, is there? Which is great. You know, if you're doing a project, some fabrics I absolutely love, but I've ended up stitching the wrong parts and they're upside down, and I've said, yeah, Eiffel Towers are supposed to be that way, and it's a lot of people adding that to their basket. It's half a metre, $4.99. So if you're adding 2 units, that's 1 metre, and so on and so forth. So it is lovely, very neutral colours, but perfect for all of your beach bags, or it'd be nice to make a deck chair or deck chair. There's a lovely book that we've had here before that it had so many different seaside makes. Look at the seagulls. We had seagulls. Do you know, we had seagulls the other day. I live in the centre of England, the furthest away from the sea, and there were seagulls sitting on the roof. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. The fish and chips are very good where I live, though, so that's probably what it is. They're coming to steal our fish and chips. So, yeah, $4.99 for half a metre. A lot of people putting it into their basket. Congratulations. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are a new buyer, don't worry if you're thinking, well, I might buy some more fabric in a bit. If you check out now, you can continue to check out of your basket for the rest of the day and still only pay $2.95, 1 P&P all day long. We'll recap that later, as that is brand new today, but we've got lots of fabric to get through. So, is this a mega bundle that you get all of this? Amazing. So if you are looking at doing a lovely summertime quilt, or you want to do some that are going to coordinate, we've bundled this together. So you've got the deck chairs in red, deck chairs in blue, crabs red, crabs in blue, starfish, red and blue. Your seahorse, this is lovely, seahorse fabric. And the boats, crabs, starfish, patchwork. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So for the whole bundle, 4 metres of shoreline fabric, it's £55.49. If you want that shoreline range, you are getting all of this. A lot of fabric there. So perfect for all of your beach makes. If you've got, I'm trying to think, there was a lovely book, as I said, that had so many different ideas. Send in your pictures if you've been out in the garden or out at the seaside this weekend over the bank holiday and you've taken any of your makes with you. We want to see them. In fact, this is a really nice bag, by the way. I really like this. We've got the kit still, I can show you. But this is using this patchwork, the top one. Really nice, isn't it? So let's have a look. By the half metre, so you're getting half a metre of the patchwork. So this is the one that we've used with the bag. So that's $6.99, half a metre. Do we know how much is used for the bag? Paul's saying from his memory it was a metre. It was saying in the instructions, I can have a look. But if you do want to recreate that bag, then you'd need 2 units. So this one only launched last week. This is a range that only just launched about a week ago. So definitely, if you missed that show or if you wanted to look at them in a bit more detail, then $6.99 for the half metre. This is the only one. So all of the others that we've got in the 2 other colourways, these top 2 are just as they are. There's no other colourway. So if you want the seahorse, in fact, the seahorse one was only shown very, very briefly, and still, this one is a directional one, isn't it? So this one was very, 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 very popular last week. It was the most popular, in fact, from last week's show. Look at the detail, it's lovely. It's almost like it's been stamped on. I love that seahorse. Oh, I think seahorses are so lovely. They're, they always have one, don't they say that they have one love in their life forever, and then if that one disappears or if something happens, then they'll never find another love again. I do love seahorses. Did you know that? There you go, fact of the day. So that is £6.99 per half metre. A lot of people put that in their baskets. Again, it's going to be lovely for all your seaside makes. Or bathrooms, toiletries, because a lot of these are very seaside related, obviously, shoreline. But I like that because that's going to be used. You could do some lovely fussy cutting with these sections. That's really nice. Starfish. Now, I think these would be great as well if you're making sort of storage bags or storage boxes or laundry bags or laundry boxes. Children's bedrooms, maybe, or in the shed. If you are an avid gardener or you like to keep things organised, this would be really nice. I'm just thinking beach bags. Beach bags, beach bags. Beach bags, are really, really expensive as well to buy. So to be able to say, right, you're coordinating it with your different bits and bobs. £6.99 for half metre. Great value as well. Lovely. This is really top quality, 100% cotton. Machine washable. Lovely fabric. Really lovely fabric. So this is then the blue. So you can have almost his and hers, couldn't you, as well? A wash bag would be good making out of this, or a wash basket, a laundry bag, or somewhere that you keep all of your toiletries, things in the bathroom. Again, this would be really nice, along with that seahorse one. £6.99 half metre. This is your starfish in blue. Remember, only £1p all day long. So even if you end up buying the incredible sewing machine, embroidery machine, spaceship that we had earlier, I can't, if I say sewing machine or embroidery machine, it just doesn't do it justice, does it? Oh, it was honestly incredible. If you missed the show earlier on, watch on the repeat. Jayne was here from Elna with her incredible sewing machine. Crabs in blue, and we've got crabs in red as well. I know that we are looking at these very, very quickly, but we will recap during the hour. If there's anything that you want to look at in particular, or if you've got any questions, then of course let us know. So half a metre, £6.99 for crabs in blue. And again, it would be great for your toiletry bags, things in the bathroom, or whether you're on your hollybobs, in your holidays. Nice cushions even. My partner's auntie, they've just got a place down in Devon, little holiday let, in a place called Appledore, and it's beautiful there. But I know that Barbara, she keeps making, and she's looking constantly for all the seaside things to go in the house down there. So maybe you've got a holiday home, or you like to go to the seaside caravan maybe. You could make some nice little cushions or accessories that you take with you on your holidays. Nice little bag to put all your spades and buckets. Or, yeah, right, you've got to make a deck chair with the deck chair one. In fact, this book that I'm thinking of in my head, they show you how to make the deck chair, the part of the deck chair, do you know what I mean? And the deck chair cover, and also the little bags that you can hang off the deck chairs to keep your sun cream and your sunglasses, your bits and bobs. That is very, very beachy, isn't it? Oh, it's perfect, though, for this time of year. What have you been up to this bank holiday weekend? Let me know what you've been doing. It does just make you feel better, doesn't it? Everybody in the office, everyone's smiling, everyone's happy. And I literally even said, do you know what? I'm so happy to be here today. And they were looking at me thinking, are you saying that sarcastically? And I said, no, of course I'm not. We, honestly, are so lucky to have weather like this in May, aren't we? So lucky. I'm definitely going to be spending, this is the last one in our Shoreline collection, by the way. Last one in the Shoreline collection. Definitely going to be spending this week on the decking. We've just had it painted. I was going to say that I've painted it myself, but I think Bill, who's painted for us, said he might be watching today, so he'll be saying, you liar, I slaved away for the week while we were on holiday painting it. So if you do want the whole bundle, we've actually bundled it together as a whole kit, 4 metres of Shoreline, in fact, we've called it the Shoreline Mega Bundle, 4 metres of fabric, £55 and 49 pence. We can recap if there's any of those that you want to see. That Seahorse one has been really, really popular. So please do check out of your basket. Do you want to do the bag bundle? This bag was demoed, was it last week, the 2nd? We can find out exactly. Yeah, this you can watch the make back. So if you go onto our YouTube, Sewn Quarter on YouTube, and then you have a look down to the 2nd of May. How are we in May already? 2nd of May. So if you look on the 2nd of May, then you can watch the demonstration. Who was it with? Were you there, Paul? This is a lovely soft rope as well. I really like the, yeah, I really do like the handle on this. Now, we haven't included any fabric in this bundle because we've got so much here. We've got so much to choose from that you can actually choose. That would make well, it's a lovely bag, but also then you could do a mini version as a little wash bag, couldn't you? It was Victoria Peat. It was Victoria Peat. So this is what you're going to get in the bundle. And it is, it sounds silly, but Paul was just reiterating. He said, that rope is so soft. I'm so pleased you said that because I thought I sounded silly saying the rope's really soft. But it is, it's a really lovely quality rope. You know, sometimes you look at rope and you think it could be quite coarse. It's not at all. Right, so here's your instructions, which come with template on the back. Beach, oh, hang on, no, I was thinking, this is for the bunting. Hang on, so have we got the bag? Oh, so the bag is one side, there we go. So this is your bag. Nice, okay, so Paul said, I didn't even know this, we didn't show this last week. So this is the bag, step by step. Tells you literally step by step exactly what you're gonna need, your notes. Oh, in fact, can we just come back up to here so we can see how much we're gonna need? You're going to need, what does that say, Paul? 1/2 metre of your main fabric, 1/2 metre of your contrast fabric. There you are. It's got your notes, it's got how to cut out, it's got all of your instructions, lining the bag, making the bag, attaching the strap, and then on the other side, which we didn't even know about, step-by-step bunting, beach house bunting. I love this. This is so lovely. Oh, do you know what? I can imagine this if you have got a daughter or a granddaughter or a niece or a friend or somebody that you wanted to make. I can imagine, you know, lovely. I used to have one of those outdoor sort of playhouses, doll's house, and well, not a doll's house. You used to go inside it yourself. Wendy house, that's it. Wendy house. I can imagine little bunting. It's like a beach, but you could also do it as little pretty dolls' houses. They're really lovely. Barbecues at the summer cocktail parties, you can have lovely bunting round. So that's the template for the bunting that you get. So there's the instructions. You also get your very soft rope. It's very soft. In fact, let's do it on its own as well, because I think so many people are going to want this. We weren't supposed to do this, but there you go. If you want the rope by itself, it's £5.49. It's by Prim, which we all obviously know and love. It's 2.5 metres in length, and it's a really, really lovely quality cord or rope. It's not rope, it's not coarse, it's really, really soft, but it does give you that great professional finish on your bag. And what they've done on the bag, you see as well, they've actually wrapped a bit of fabric round, and that's just lovely detail onto the rope. I was thinking, was that on the rope? But it's not, they've just wrapped a bit of accent fabric round. But yeah, we're going to offer you the rope on its own, just £5.49, just because we can. Just because we can. And then you also get your eyelets with washers and with your attachment as well. So this will, this is your piercing tool as well with the washers. Now that is the whole bundle altogether, but also we're selling we will offer you the handle and these on their own, £9.99. Eyelets and washers with your piercing tool. So, right, we've seen them individually, £9.99, the rope's £5.49, the whole cut is only, the whole kit is only £16.99, and you'll get the instructions not only for the bag, but the bunting as well. Great value for money. So there it is, your instructions included as well. So you get your eyelets, your rope. All you need to add then is your fabric. All you need to add is the fabric. Fantastic. Talking of fabric, right, let's have a look at some more. So the brand new one, by the way, you need to check out of your basket. This is brand new today, and it's already really, really popular. We've done another mega bundle. This is really nice as well. You've got some really nice, more sort of great ones for children's, I think. In fact, so is this the mega bundle? These top three. You get 1.5 meters in total in your fabric bundle, seaside fabric bundle. Do you know what I think would be lovely? Making some little children's, little boys' shorts out of it, or a little jumper suit. It'd be so cute. Oh, could you imagine? Or a little dicky bow or something like that. They're so pretty. The fish. So you get 1.5 meters of seaside fabric for just £20 and £49. There it all is. 0.5 metre of each. Ahoy! Whole bundle, £20 and 49 pence, and it really is lovely. Now we can offer you them by the 0.5 metre individually as well. This is really cute. I really, really like this. The message in a bottle. Let's have a look at this open. Paul virtually lives here. He's here all the time, and he said he's never seen this. It was only brand new last week, so I think it's only ever been on air that once. It was shown very, very briefly, and then it hasn't been on air, so it's lovely to have a closer look at it. Oh, so this actually aired 3 weeks ago, and I'm not sure whether it's been on since. No, that's it. Only aired once, so it could be a premiere. It could be the first time that you see it as well. 0.5 metre, £6.99. Lots of different options and lots of different makes that you can try out with this fabric. Let us know what you're thinking. If you've got a project in mind, or whether you're just thinking, do you know what, that is really nice. This has only ever been on air once before. You could, again, use this one with that nice bag, couldn't you? So that's by the 0.5 metre. We also have the boats by the 0.5 metre. I think these would be great cushions. Really lovely cushions, or even curtains. Oh, in fact, you know what? We haven't got enough to do curtains because we've only got 0.5 metre available, unless it's a very, very little window. So, gone. Gone, gone, gone. The fish. Again, lovely is a nice toiletry bag. Or did you see the London bag that Jo Carter made earlier? Well, she didn't make it today, but we saw the bag earlier. £6.99 for 0.5 metre. All nice things for the kitchen. Have you seen, I keep thinking about this, I think it's a different book actually, but some of the books that we've got in the office that I've been flicking through, trying to get some inspiration, and they were making all cafetiere covers and tea cozies and all things. I think the fish one would be lovely for the kitchen as well. So, as a bundle, can we still do it as a bundle though? Even though the, yeah, we can still do it as a bundle. So if you do want that boat fabric, the best way to get it is in the bundle. £20 and 49 for 1.5 metres. That is a really nice bundle, isn't it? I really, really love the one on the far right. Yeah, it's fab. Right. All of this. Okay. I haven't got a mega bundle. They're all by the 0.5 metre. But, warning, they are very, very limited. Lewis and Irene, and they are extremely limited. So we've got the penguins, the dolphins, the other penguins, the kissing penguins, more dolphins. They're absolutely lovely. Okay, so let's go for the puffins. They're not penguins, are they? They're kissing puffins. How cute would that just be to fussy cut this? And whether you're making children's clothes or bunting or anything, and you could literally put this on, even applique it, and then do it some embroidery or stitch around the outside. It's going to look so lovely. So this is 112 centimetres wide. Is cute with the puffins kissing, isn't it? Again, lovely for children's bedrooms, or you can't actually see from a distance what they are. It just looks like circles, reds and blues and blacks. But then, as you're coming closer, you can see the lovely little puffins. Great detail, great detail. And that repetition. A lot of people adding that one to their basket. Don't risk missing out, because I know we are extremely limited. So, dolphins. Let's go for the dolphins. I'm folding. I'm following. Thank you. Lewis and Irene, dolphins. Now, just to warn you, we've only got 11 metres of this left, which in the grand scheme of things is nothing. We have got, I know, very avid fabric buyers up and down the country today, and especially sun shining bright, shoreline is perfect for your summer makes. Whether you've got a make in mind, or whether you're just thinking, right, I'm going to stock up. £5.99. That's great for the bag. Blinds for your bathroom, or toiletry bags, or toothbrush cover for your toothbrush pops. The next one, we've only got 9 metres, so even more limited. So this is the puffins again, but this time puffins on rocks. Oh, look at the little puffins flying, and you've got dolphin or whale tails in there as well. Only 9 metres left, so pop it in your basket and check out as soon as you can. This is Lewis and Irene designer fabric for £5.99. Perfect for your holidays. Lovely seaside feel. Really nice for children as well, this one. If you're making children's storage boxes or children's clothes. It's really, really nice quality fabric. 100% cotton, machine washable, and feels really nice and soft. So that's £5.99 for ½ metre. I told you we're really limited. This one only 9 metres, only 9 metres, and this is the multicoloured dolphin one. There it is. Oh, and great, this not directional, so you don't need to worry. They literally look like they're dancing. £5.99 for ½ metre. The twirling dolphins. £5.99 for ½ metre. Lots of people adding these to their baskets. This is really, really lovely, isn't it? Again, I'm thinking children's makes. Or cushions. Stock warning. I think this is going to be the last chance you get to take this, because we've only got 2.5 metres. The last Lewis and Irene, the puffin on rocks in blue. 2.5 metres left. Go, 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 go. £5.99 per ½ metre. And it's the lovely puffin on rocks in turquoise. With the waves, the whale tails, and those lovely puffins. I just think they all have such personality. It's not just about drawing or creating a puffin on fabric. They've all got lovely personality. If you've got this in your basket, check out, and then it could have sold out. We're moving on. I'm going to put it onto the side because I think that's about to sell out if that last person checks out. Okay, that was all the Lewis and Irene that we have. I'll pop it behind it. Seagulls. This is by Makower. So again, 100% cotton, machine washable, and it's the seagulls. So this isn't as beachy, is it? But it's still lovely. Down by the sea, Paul is going to end up with about 20 bags, every single fabric. This would be great in the bag. Actually, do you know what? This one would be great in the bag. This one would also be great in the bag. or a cushion, curtains, laundry bins. Oh, there's so many options. Let us know what you get up to with it. Clothes even, that's a really nice one for children's clothes. Or a nice lady's dress or top. Stock warning on this. And this is great to fussy cut as well. This is really, really great to fussy cut. So we've only got 6 meters left, only 6 meters left. And look at the detail in this. So again, it's not directional, which I love. But you've got the boat, you've got the lighthouse, you've got the seahorse, you've got that stamp with the lighthouse in, you've got your compass, you've got your beach house, you've got shells, you've got the rope, you've got the big anchor, the buoy, the bell. What's not on here? Oars, a boat, beach houses like on Brighton Beach. What's it called? Lifeguard ring, life buoy. Oh, we really like this one. Very limited, therefore we're going to move on. It's extremely limited, and a lot of you have already put that into your basket, only 6 meters. In fact, we've only got 3 meters of this one. Oh, check this out. This one is going to sell out here and now. Pop it in your basket now if you love this as much as we do. Just talking about the beach huts on Brighton Beach. How lovely is that? You've got those, like, it reminds me of my little Wendy house. We used to have a little Wendy house like that. There's these lovely beach houses. £5.99 for half a metre. By Makower again. We're moving on because I know it's really limited. The next one, in fact, I sound like a bit of a broken record now, but this one again, extremely limited, extremely limited. Do you know what? You tell me. This would look great on that as that bag, wouldn't it? Oh, I love it. The little islands, the beach huts and the boats. How much have we got? 3 meters. 3 meters left. If it is in your basket, we cannot guarantee your order until you check out. And whilst we're so limited, be careful. 1 meter's already checked out. I think, in fact, it may have been gone. I'm going to put it in the trolley. Shells. This is screaming toiletry bags and beach bags. Things for the seaside. To carry a nice big beach bag to carry your buckets and spades and sun cream and sunglasses and your towel and all that. £5.99 for the half a metre, again by Makower. Only 2 meters left, only 2 meters left. 3 people have got it in their basket. It's gonna go, it's gonna go. Ooh. The mint, oh, I'm so sorry, there's only 1 metre of this left. Who wants it? Who wants to grab the last metre? Turquoise boats by Makower. Only 1 metre left though. Do not think, oh, there's only 1 metre, I'm not going to get a chance though. If you do want to have a go for it, check out your basket. Right, we've put together a nautical bundle which we think are going to complement our, some of the fabrics that you've seen. So let me show you them together. So you've got, and how patriotic is this? Lovely to do. If you're doing your London makes as well, we've seen a few of the London bags. If you're making any bunting, maybe for the royal wedding, just a couple of weeks away if you want to do a last minute make. Red, white and blue, that nautical. Well, if you've got the bag bundle, in the instructions you've got the bunting. So there you go, the red, white and blue, always going to come in handy. But also the reason that we've put this together is we think it will complement our seaside, some of our seaside fabrics. So you've got optical white, bright red, you've got nautical blue, There you go. They match perfectly, don't they? Or if you're going to put the... It means that your designer fabric is just going to go that extra mile, don't you think? It just means that if you are using these designer fabrics, if you want to add in your optical white, you're always going to have them there in your stash ready to go. So there you go, the red, white and blue for under £10. Under £10, you're going to get so much use out of these colours, aren't you? There you go. Right, we're over halfway through the show, so should we go back to the start, because this one is brand new today. We started with a huge quantity, and a third of the stock has gone. It's the only one that we have in this weight, so if you do want this heavier, obviously we're on television, so you can't have a feel of it, but it is 80% cotton and 20% polyester. So you've got that really nice, heavy, almost canvas weight, which is going to be great, again, for your beach bags, for your deck chair covers, for your cushions outside. You could odor coat them, make some bunting, fussy cut these squares. It's that patchwork feel, but also lovely for this time of year, whether you're off to the seaside this summer and you want to make a nice bag, or do you know what? It's lovely here in Birmingham. I normally really suffer from the holiday blues, and I've been in Portugal. I've been there last week, and I came home and I walked around my town and I thought, do you know what? I love it in this country. And even coming to Birmingham, and I was driving down the M42 this morning. Did anybody else see the sunrise? It was beautiful. I did think, I looked at it and I thought, what a gorgeous, gorgeous sunrise. And then I looked and I thought, it's just a shame I'm sitting on the M42, which isn't as pretty, but oh, it was absolutely gorgeous. I did think, I need to start getting up this early normally just to see how stunning it is. But this is brand new. It puts us in the mood to make these lovely summer projects, and this certainly will be perfect for that. It's brand new today. Over a third of the stock has already been checked out. 12 people have got it in their basket but are yet to check out, so be careful, because it's brand new. Brand new, not just brand new. Just to put it into perspective, if everybody who has it in their basket has a metre in their basket, then over half the stock will have gone. So please do be careful. There's a lot of people I know that are watching and ready to make their summer seaside makes. Now, one of the most popular things that we've seen this hour has been the bag kit, especially as we've offered things separately, but all together as a bundle to make. Paul's a bit of a trendsetter, you see. My producer in my ear is sitting up in the gallery, and he's a bit of a trendsetter. Those of you that have seen him on air or seen him milling about or on photographs, you've seen him obviously on the Facebook fan page. He's normally Tasha's producer, and Tasha will always put pictures of him modelling the mermaid tail, or modelling like this. So you know who I mean when I say Paul. He says just 300 likes and 70 comments. He knows. He's memorised, he's probably screenshot them on his phone at the time he got 300 likes. But anyway, ever since he said, this would be perfect with the bag, this would be perfect with the bag, everybody is saying, right, I've got to get this bag kit, and choosing their fabric. So the bag kit does not come with fabric, because we wanted you to choose which fabric you wanted to use, and they all come by the ½ metre. So in the bag kit, you get the rope, you get the eyelets, you get the instructions, which I will just quickly go through, because we'll tell you how much fabric you need. If everybody checks out, there's only 2 of these left, just to put into perspective before I start talking about this into too much depth, because it could sell out very fast. So it tells you step by step exactly what you need, the cutting out, the instructions, step by step, how to line the bag, how to make the bag outer, how to add the eyelets and the rope. And so the amount of fabric you need is ½ metre of your main, so your outer fabric, and then ½ metre for your lining. And then on the back, okay, so if everybody checks out, it is sold out. What I love about this, though, is that you also get the bunting. You also get the bunting instructions. So you have the instructions and your template for the beach hut bunting, which is so different. There's bunting, and then there's bunting. There's bunting, and then there's beach hut bunting. I've never seen that before. Looks lovely, doesn't it? And you get the rope, the eyelets, and the piercing tool as well in with the eyelets. If you want rope for any of your other makes, if like Paul, you've decided you want to make 20 bags, and you want it all with this lovely soft rope, it says on the graphic cord, which I should actually call it cord, because you know when you think of rope, you think of quite a coarse, scratchy material, and it's not. It's so soft, and I want to keep reiterating that, because if you've got your bikini on or your strappy top and you're wearing your backpack, or you don't want it to be scratching into your skin. So I do want to just reiterate that is lovely, lovely soft rope. It's by Prim, and it's going to come in handy. Even if you don't use it as your full strap, you could even have it as a detail around your bag. A nice bow or something. There you go. So you get 2.5 meters for your bag, and we're selling it on its own. It wasn't supposed to be actually, but because a couple of people asked, is it there on its own? We've made it available for you. Also, the eyelets, which again are going to come in handy for lots of different makes. You've got 10 eyelets, so 20 parts, enough to make 10 eyelets. You also get the piercing tool. They are 14mm eyelets, so they work hand in hand with the rope that we've teamed it up with in the bundle. It's $9.99 for the eyelets and washers. Right. What would you like to look at now? The mega bundle. Now, I hope I've done this right. So you get 4 meters of fabric. Yeah. Oh, where's my deck chair one? Have I moved my... Oh, yeah, no, the blue deck chair's there now. That's fine. I've just not got it in the right order. £55.49 for the Shoreline Mega Bundle. This isn't just a bundle. This is a mega bundle. You're getting the crabs in blue, crabs in red, deck chairs in blue and red. You're getting the stars in blue and stars in red. You're getting that lovely seahorse, which I want to have a bit of a closer look at, because this was last week when it launched. It was very, 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 very popular. If you want to buy this by the half meter, you can. Really nice for all your bathroom things as well. It doesn't have to just be for your outdoor seaside feel. Lovely for bathroom accessories. Loads of you have got this in your basket. Please check out. You're only paying 1p&p all day long. Even if you're spending thousands of pounds and looking into purchasing the super duper Elna sewing machine, embroidery machine, and all-round spaceship, if you're looking at, you'll only pay 1p&p. You still only pay £2.95. So there's the seahorse. You also have the patchwork one by the half meter. I think we've all seen that bag and thought, you know what, that looks really good in that. So I'm not going to be too adventurous and try my own. I'm going to stick with what I know looks good. It's inspired us. So if you want that patchwork look, which is, again, so beachy, make a lovely gift for somebody. But then you could also make, half a metre is all you need, by the way, of this fabric to make the bag. But then you'll just need another half metre for the lining of the bag. So it's great value for money as well, isn't it, that bag? But then you could make smaller toiletry bags to match. Or if you've got any children in your family, you could make a larger one, and then they have a little matching mini one. Oh. We've had an image come through from Jayne. What's Jayne been up to? Good morning, I love these fabrics. I got the puffin on rocks and the twirling dolphins, and I'm in the middle of making a dress for my granddaughter. I love it. The twirling dolphin, that's so pretty. So thank you so much for your email, Jayne, because it's pictures like this and messages like this that give us the inspiration. Because poor old producer Paul would have just been making 20 bags because he's seen this one. He did venture out to a cushion earlier and said he could make one with a cushion. But it's lovely to see pictures like that to think, you know what, actually, there are so many possibilities. That twirling dolphin one, though, is really, really lovely. Should we have a look at it? We'll check the stock because this is all the fabrics that were really, really limited actually, but this was the twirling dolphins in multicolour and twirling dolphins in blue. It's lovely to work with as well, isn't it? Really lovely to work with. $5.99 for half a metre. Lewis and Irene twirling dolphins, and it's been so popular. That's why we're incredibly limited now. I apologise for the lack of stock we've had today in the show, but it's just proven how popular it is. So your twirling dolphins in blue. We also have it in multicolour. So you've got coral dolphins, yellow dolphins, the blue, the aqua blue, the more sort of more of a navy-ish blue, teal. $5.99 for half a metre. Designer fabric, but if you do then get the solids, it will make these fabrics go that extra mile. It's very, 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 very limited. So with this one, I would probably go for the optical white. Although we're doing that whole bundle for less than £10. So if you want to get the red, wine, blue, you can still get that and add it to your order as well. Let's do that now. If you do want the solids bundle, this is that nautical, lovely bundle that's going to be great for lots of projects. Just means your designer fabric is going to go that extra mile. But also very regal, very, very regal. I loved Mandy Shaw's make the other day of the heart, the Meghan and Harry heart. It was so lovely. But this reminds me of very regal, royal colours. Just £9.75, it's less than a tenner as well. Fantastic, less than £10 for 1.5 metres of your nautical plain, solid colours. So you get bright red, optical white, and what's the blue called? Nautical blue. There you go, nautical blue. And it is such a lovely rich colour, which will mix and match in with loads of these. I mean, look, I'm just going to pick out a few again. But these colours are really, really nice. They're going to go with so many of them. Well, they're going to go with loads of your projects. And again, if you're going with the twirling dolphins, I'd use the optical white probably with this one, or even the blue, or the red. We also have another bundle of fabric. There it is, the Ahoy. I'm naming it the Ahoy bundle because of this lovely Ahoy fabric that we have at the bottom. So you get £0.5 metre of each, £0.5 metre of each. If you've got it in your basket already, please do check out, because I know a lot of you are after this. Yeah, we love this Ahoy one, don't we, at the bottom? So there's the 3, but this one, I can imagine little boys' romper suit or little cute, you know, those little puffy shorts. There's something about, you know, when little toddlers or babies and they have their big puffy nappy on underneath, and they've got these lovely big shorts, and it's just so cute. I love it. Oh. I've got to get making. Do you know what? I've got to get one of these fantastic Elna machines. I'll be, this is awesome, isn't it? I just love all the words on them as well. Ahoy, journey, dream. They're really, really lovely. Or if you're going to make an adventure on there, if you're going to make little storage tubs for toys, or, you know, all your garden games, your beach games, but I just love that with the words on. What does that say? Chart your own course. Dreams, journey, adventure, play nice, Captain Courage, you're aboard. Play nice, adventure. Explore. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? A lot of people have got this in their baskets. £0.5 metre, just £6.99. £0.5 metre of the fish. by the ½ metre, the boats are sold out. So the only way of getting the boats is in this bundle. A fish? Yeah, we really like this one. And again, lovely for the bathroom as well, or kitchen. Nice, it'd make a nice blind for your bathroom, wouldn't it? £6.99 for the ½ metre. We're selling ½ metre increments. So if you want 1 metre, that'll be 2 units. If you want 1.5 metres, that's 3. Don't ask me to go any higher than that though, because that is when my maths gets bad. I have practiced that a few times. They're cruel to me, aren't they? I've been on my night classes, my maths course. So we can't show that one, that was now gone as well. So the premiere today, the only one that we have in the canvas, this weighted fabric, is limited. Over half the stock has gone. Stock warning, £4.99 for the ½ metre. And it's great for bags. It is great for bags because of the weight of it. Or you could get some odor coat it and use it as your gardening stool or your gardening bag, beach bag. Take it to the, take it on your holidays. Do some fussy cutting. It's already got that patchwork. Oh, thank you so much for your message. I haven't seen your name. I don't think you left your name. So beautiful for children's clothes. Fantastic quality. I love them all. Thank you. They really are. You need to get them home to feel them, to really feel the quality, but they are great to work with. And this one in particular for, as I say, for bags, because you've got, is it 80% cotton, 20% polyester. So you do have that slightly heavier weight. And that was brand new today, The bag kit, brilliant, sold out. So we've managed to add more stock. If you want the bag kit, it doesn't come with the fabric because we want you to be able to choose your own fabric. We're selling it by the ½ metre today. But if you do want to make this bag, you can watch the tutorial of exactly how to make it. If, like me, you're a visual learner, don't get me wrong, these instructions are incredibly comprehensive and really simple, step by step by step, from exactly what you need, even to how you cut out, to making the outer of the bag, the strap loop, attaching the loop and the base, lining the bag, adding the eyelets, adding the rope. So it really takes you step by step. But if still like me, you're a visual learner and you'd like to see it, you can watch the show back. So this was made live on air on the 2nd of May. And if you have a look on YouTube, you can watch it. You can watch Victoria Peat making the bag. Also, what we didn't see, though, is that on the other side of the instructions, you've got instructions to make beach house bunting, which is lovely. See, there's bunting, and then there's beach house bunting. It's completely different. This is absolutely gorgeous. Even once you've learned how to do one, you could use this for lots of different projects. You could add that to your bag even. You could do a plain bag and just add a couple of these to them. £16.99. So for £16.99, not only do you get the instructions, you get the eyelets, you get the rope as well. So just all you need to add is your fabric, which you only need 1 metre of fabric, ½ metre of your designer and ½ metre of your lining. So ½ metre of outer and half on the inner. We're selling also, though, the prim eyelets and washers by themselves. They also come in this kit with the piercing tool. You get 10, so more than enough for a couple of projects. Just £9.99. So they are tough, they are rust proof. A lot of people adding a few of these to their basket. I'm not surprised, it's just great to stock up for your kits because they're going to come in handy for a lot of projects. In fact, we used these as well when we made the lever arch cover. You will have seen these with quite a few of our different makes, actually. They're going to come in handy, more handy, and it just gives you that professional finish, doesn't it? 14mm eyelets and washers with the piercing tool included. Can we do the kissing puffins? Oh, honestly, this is just so adorable. You know, you're talking about children's clothes. We've already had a couple of people saying it's perfect for children's clothes. This one really is so adorable. The kissing penguins. Oh, puffins, not penguins. But from a distance, you can't see, can you, that they are puffins. Just looks like sort of semicircle, just looks like a design or a shape. And look, the little love hearts as well. That's really, 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 really nice, isn't it? We all like this one. Lewis and Irene, all of the Lewis and Irene stock is extremely limited though, extremely, extremely limited. So let us know what you get up to. Send in your pictures. We love to see your makes. It's very inspiring. It makes it a bit more achievable, doesn't it? When you see other people's pictures and you think, do you know what, I can do that. In my head, especially when I'm on with Jenniffer Taylor, because she's so good at explaining everything so clearly. In my head, I've already made that weekend back. I know how to do it. I've done it. But it does make it so much more achievable when you see somebody do it or the finished project. But yeah, that is beautiful. $5.99, half a metre. There you go. If you missed Jayne's show today, please watch it back. It was at 9 o'clock today. We've got exclusive prices on these two machines. Now, we're going to run the graphics through and show you a bit of a PowerPoint presentation on them because there is too much to talk about, too much, because I mentioned the word spaceship earlier. Honestly, there are cars and then there are spaceships. There are sewing machines and then there is the Elna 920. It is not a sewing machine, it's also an embroidery machine. We said, so what can this do to Jayne? And she said, everything. That was her answer, everything. You will never need to buy another sewing machine after this one again. It's got everything. It's got that computer, which is fantastic touchscreen facility, which takes you through, guides you through exactly everything that you're ever going to need to do with sewing, dressmaking, quilting, embroidery. You can also create your own stitches. It's got 2 USB ports. It's got DVDs. You can download your own patterns, but it's got an array of hundreds of patterns already built into the machine. It comes with all of these accessories. It comes with 4 more big embroidery hoops as well. And so much to talk about. So you can watch Jayne's demonstration, just talking us briefly through that really comprehensive machine. It looks quite daunting that there's a lot there, but the manual is fantastic, and also it is simple once you get the hang of it. It's got lots of function, it's got lots of buttons, but when you break it down, it's fantastic. Now, the price is exclusively for us here at Sewn Quarter right now. Jayne has been allowed to bring this. In fact, Paul said he looked today and he's seen it elsewhere for £1,000 more. I understand it's a considered purchase. I know it is an investment, but when you think about saving £1,000 from buying at the Sewn Quarter and you only pay that £2.95 delivery, it is fantastic. If you are thinking of taking that leap and investing in upgrading maybe your sewing machine, then that is certainly one to do it with. And you get the Elna guarantee, of course, with it. Now, the other machine that we brought to you is more affordable, and it has very sort of similar settings. So it is also, again, sewing machine and embroidery machine. It's $16,699, which again is a lower price brought to us for the Sewing Quarter especially. We've seen it £300 more elsewhere today. It comes with 2 embroidery hoops. It comes with lots of accessories. It's still got that USB port, so you can still upload your own stitches and embroidery designs. It's got, well, everything you need. But have a look into it, but don't miss out on those offers while they're here. The demonstration will be repeated throughout the day on Sky, on Freeview, and of course you can always watch it on YouTube. But I don't want to pressure you or push you into anything, but please do make the most of those big savings today, because that is a really big saving. Anyway, it's been fantastic. What a day. Thank you so much. I've had a lovely message from Alison. Thank you, Alison. What's Alison said? Hi, Vicky. Just giving you thumbs up for a fantastic morning. Thank you, Ali. Thank you so much. Thank you. Right, let's have a look at tomorrow's menu. Natasha, fingers crossed, is going to be all better for tomorrow. She'll be back with Angie Atwood at 8 o'clock with the Westerly Quilting Hour. 9 a.m. quilting finishing touches. 10 a.m, Tilda sailing quilt with Angie again. And then 11 a.m, new Tilda sun kiss. Very, very, very exciting. So, whatever you're up to, enjoy the sunshine. Put your sun cream on, because I know that we're British and think you don't need sun cream. You do. It's very hot out there. But enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy the rest of the show. Check out of your basket. Watch the replay. Have a think about those sewing machines. And I will see you probably in a couple of weeks. I think I'm back here on the 25th, so I'll see you then. But from everybody here at Sewing Quarter, thank you so much for your company today. We've had a blast as always. And we will see you live on air again at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
We've got a treat for Tilda fans on Wednesday the 9th of May with 2 hours featuring Tilda's brand new collection Sun Kiss. At 10 a.m, Angie Atwood sails into the studio to take us step by step through our latest Tilda quilt kit, featuring the breezy sailing regatta quilt design. As timeless as it is modern, we think you'll enjoy this kit even more than usual, as it features that brand new Sun Kiss fabric. If you fall in love with Sun Kiss as quickly as we did, then stay tuned, as at 11 a.m, we'll be looking at all those new prints in more detail. So tune in for 2 whole hours of brand new Tilda, Wednesday the 9th of May from 10 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.